What is up, everybody, and welcome to Wolfpack Wednesdays, episode 75. Yes, we've made it here to 75, 3/4 of the way to 100. And by golly, we will get there one way or another. It's the three amigos tonight. We actually were going to have a packed panel tonight. We with Gio, the movie canon guys, was going to be our special guest. He's dealing with a cough that's progressively getting worse. And I know how that goes when, like, it's one of those that kind of activates when you start talking and then you're just in a coughing fit. So I totally get how that could throw you off and, just not want to deal with that. So hopefully we can get Gio on here in the next couple weeks. Next week's our Halloween special, so be here for that. We will be in full costume again, just like last year, but hopefully Gio can come the week after that. No Brick tonight either. He's had some family stuff going on, some sickness going on in his house. So it's almost like, we're traveling on Willy Wonka's little chocolate factory tour and we're dropping off one by one. DLO The Collector let us know he had some other work and he might be late. So for a little bit, we thought it might just be me and him. But it is us three. So it's good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. Sneaker, welcome back to the great state of Wisconsin. How was your trip, my friend?
The trip was great, man. The trip was as Dilo would put it, a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and the trip was a lot of fun. Yeah, my first time in New York. So obviously my first time at the convention, but yeah, it's crazy that it's now the middle of the week. Like I was there a week ago, my first day a week ago today. So yeah, it's crazy. The time flew by, but it's a surreal experience. It's kind of like us all getting together, with Dilo for StatueCon, of like seeing people I've known for so long and like seamlessly meeting up with them in person, and like the Copper Drop guys and a bunch of other guys. Obviously I stay with Thrawn's office, who is just a
class act,
a true gem. That's all I'll say. But yes, it was a lot of fun.
So being that it was
a lot of fun, so much fun.
Being that it was like your first time in New
say.
York City, did it kind of blow you away with like how busy it is, how the big buildings, the sites, like did it kind of seem surreal? Or
it's weird
because it's really a different type of living than what we're used to.
Yeah, when you're walking through the city, if you go to like any other city, like big city, when you're walking in certain parts, it's like, okay, this is kind of like any other city. But then when you see like how many blocks of that there are, and then how tall some of the buildings are, I was telling Mike that like it looks like some of the buildings are fake. Like they're so tall, you look up at them and it's like, oh, is this like, you know what I mean? It's just like the look of it, you never really seen anything that tall. It's crazy. I was just like, yeah, the architecture and stuff is just, yeah, I was blown away by just like the sheer scale of some of like the stuff that humans have been able to build. It's pretty crazy in that realm, but yeah, man, it was crazy. Took advantage of trying to do as much at the convention as possible. I honestly wish I would have had one more day, because we just did so much fun stuff at the convention. There's a lot of stuff in the city I was not able to get done, just because we simply didn't have the time, because it was just a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, I had a great time, and I would do it again. Hopefully I'll go next year. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was a blast.
When was it? Was it like Wednesday through Sunday?
When was it?
When was it? Immediately.
I mean, like,
when
which
was
days?
it? It was just. What do you mean? When was it?
Did I miss the days while I was changing your name?
So I flew in. No, it's okay. So I flew in Wednesday night, which I'm glad I did. I almost flew in Thursday morning, but I flew in Wednesday night, which is definitely the right call. And then it was Thursday. We went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I flew home on Sunday. So we went all 3 days, and we were there like first 2 days we were there pretty much the whole entire time. And then on Saturday we spent some time in the morning, going to like, that's when we went to Midtown Comics. That's when we went with, met up with the Copper Drop guys, and also, Low Key Collector, and also Aaron Collects was there. So met up with a bunch of people, met up with a bunch of different collectors and stuff like that. So yeah, it was busy. It was a busy 3 days. You walk like 10 miles a day. It was a lot of walking. A lot of walking. Got my New York legs now, baby.
Next time you got a cosplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
love
with you
to.
next year, Sneaker, and I'm gonna take you to other parts of New York that you probably wouldn't go on your vlogging trip to do. So I'll have Grandma make you some rice and beans, take you to the Bronx. That'll put some hair in your chest.
So yes, luckily I didn't experience a lot of the bad parts in New York City when I was there.
This man looks like he wants to hurt me. He
Debatable.
smells like
Might be the
mushrooms.
best part.
I'm just
Debatable.
kidding. But
Shout
no,
out to
we
Grandma.
like I said, there's so much more stuff that I wanted to see in the city that I just didn't we didn't have time to do. We just didn't have time to do because like it was a lot of like we took the train in a couple days, we took the ferry in, or took the ferry in a couple days, and then we took the train, and like that's an hour ride, so that's 2 hours of your day right there. And then obviously there's a lot of walking involved, and then if you're at the convention, there's a lot of fun stuff we did at the convention as well. I couldn't even fit it all into like the vlog that I did. There's so much more stuff that like the first day I really didn't want to film all that much because I was kind of just taking it all in, and we were just like looking at so much stuff. I'd never been there before, so kind of just soaking the experience in. But tried to capture a decent amount of it in my vlog. But yeah, it was an unforgettable trip, man. I will like I mentioned in the vlog too, like I went to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago in 2019, and I was thinking like going to New York Comic Con, I was like, okay, like Celebration is a huge convention, people come from all over the world to come to this, and New York Comic Con was like significantly larger in like a way bigger scale than Star Wars Celebration. Granted, there's like a bunch of other companies and stuff there, and it's not just Star Wars, but still I'm like, oh, this is kind of like what it's gonna be like. But no, we didn't really even cover, I don't even think there was stuff that we still didn't cover at the convention, even being there for 3 days, because there was just so much stuff going on.
Very cool, man.
That's it. Thanks for letting me talk about it.
Yeah, thanks for taking 10 minutes to do that. We really do appreciate that.
You're so welcome. We can start talking about bowls of cereal now in the chat if anybody wants to chime in. Yeah, Captain Crunch, great cereal.
No, in all seriousness, it looked like a lot of fun. Watch your vlog. If you guys haven't seen it, go see that. You can
Thank you.
You can check out New York Comic Con, New York City. And also, I think the best part for me was just, and I think what would be my favorite part is meeting the other collectors in the community and stuff too. That looked like it was a lot of fun. So definitely for me, best part of getting together with you guys is more so just being in the company of friends and fellow collectors. So definitely looked like a special time. So yeah, super jealous that you got to do that, but I'm also happy for you. Speaking of being in good company, we got DLO the Collector with that sexy little stash going on tonight.
You like that, huh?
Sexy.
Whoa. What's going on, my friend? Is this going to be part of your Halloween costume?
You like that, huh?
It's growing on me. It's growing on me. My wife absolutely despises it. She's begging me to grow it back, but I'm like, no. It's our annual Halloween podcast. I'm committed to the role, the character, the costume I picked out for this year. So someone asked me if I was going to be Mario in the chat. No, I'm not going to be Mario. Could easily guess, but no. It's going to be something else. But stay tuned. I can't wait for next week's episode. It's my favorite of the year that we do. As far as everything else is concerned, man, collecting's been pretty good lately. Got rid of a few figures, bought some more figures with the money there. So yeah, I'm just kind of glad I was able to make it to tonight's show. Shout out to our boy Rick Artemis. You will be missed. We miss you already, buddy. Hope everything's well. But yeah, a lot of big announcements in the Hot Toys world. A lot of big things on the horizon. Things that might be coming in sooner rather than later. This is a heavy packed show here, so I don't know how much time we have to talk about Fruity Pebbles tonight.
Right, might have to get right into it. But
I love Fruity Pebbles.
I do have to bring something up though. You mentioned
Apple Jacks,
you're committed to your Halloween costume. That's why you're growing the mustache. Now my Halloween costume, I should probably shave my beard, but I don't think I have the heart or the balls to do it. So
shit.
Does that mean I'm less committed?
I don't know, dude. I'm rocking a 70s stash for about 4.5 weeks now, dude. You got to do something with that. Come on. I shaved my entire beard last year for last year's costume.
Say something else, but
oh no,
I shaved my entire body last year.
It was like, well, you can only see the top of the side of me here, but there's more.
You might think because I'm really hairy, but shaved. Name that movie, anybody in the chat?
Oh my gosh.
Well, either way, Next week will be fun. We're gonna have Halloween costumes, so
Yeah.
it's always a blast. And really quickly too, before we move on, so I'm not gonna lie, like, dude, Hobby Lobby got me over the weekend. They got all their Christmas shit out, and I got into the spirit a little bit.
What is
so
wrong with you?
I got a Grinch train for around the tree, and then I got a Grinch onesie. So you better believe I'll be rocking that onesie at some point in December.
You are the guy who looks forward to like pumpkin spice season. I can totally tell.
Which,
you're just that guy.
You're on tonight, so
I did
like,
not.
We're not even
expect
there
that to
yet. We're
come
not
out of
even
your
Thanksgiving. I hate when people like are instantly, oh, Christmas time. It's October. Let it be October,
dude.
Whatever.
Hobby Lobby, man, I can't help it. They have it out, and then I get
all their
into it. It's
Christmas
50% off. You know, they got me. So.
Me personally, I think Halloween's like
I haven't
the
worn
best
it
holiday
yet.
of the year. I look forward to Halloween
it.
every year. So trust me. When you guys see
Not
this
watching
costume,
Christmas movies.
when you see my costume on next week, believe me when I tell you, you're not gonna see it coming.
Oh, you're not. You guys aren't going to see my costume coming either.
I just hope you can breathe in your costume this year.
Nobody knows. So I will say my costume is not. The only hint I will say is my costume is not masked this year. So you will see my face, but I am not. Nobody knows what I am being. I'm very excited.
My costume is masked,
Maul.
but I don't think that's going to work very
No,
well.
you're gonna be
So I
no,
might
Obi.
call an audible.
Darth
Hold on.
Maul.
You're gonna be Obi.
Dude, that would be so funny if you were Darth Maul and you just got your whole face painted.
The shave, the whole head.
Contact lenses. Yeah, shaves his head.
What do you call those potato chips that look like little cones?
The
Yeah, you put them on your fingers.
bugles.
Yeah.
Bugles.
That's
That's
Just, like put a bunch of them right up top here.
My costume's good. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about
Good.
next week.
It'll
Yeah,
be
I
a
will
good
never
episode
wear a
next week.
mask on a show again like that.
Oh God, I don't
Yeah,
know how
mine-
you guys did it last year.
Mine could go either way because last year I painted my face and I had all these expectations and it didn't work. So I went like totally different with the face paint. And then this year it's kind of face paint again. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But it'll be fun either way. So happy Halloween to everybody. And then we're going to jump right into Christmas after that. Okay, let's see who is in the chat. We got Giovan in the house. He just got his Balin today. Absolutely going to be one of the contenders for figure of
jealous.
the year for sure. Congrats on getting that, securing it, and bringing it home. We got channel member Neilerific. Greetings, Earthlings. Will we be oppressed tonight? I don't know. We'll see. Adric23, another channel member. Thank you for being here. Too sweet to you. OG fan is here as well. Hello, everyone. What's going on, my friend? We got primetime reviews. Let's go, boys. Hope everything is doing great. Too sweet to you. Brandon, thank you for joining us. Another channel member. Thank you guys for being channel members and supporting the channel itself. Valkyrie Magnus, good evening, guys. My favorite part of the week, Wolfpack Wednesdays. Let's go. Too sweet to you, my friend. Nomar is here. What's up, Wolfpack? Hope everyone and family doing well. Christian Crosshair Cooper, what's going on, my friend? Brad Cormack, another channel member, showing that support, being here each and every week. Appreciate you. Universal Key, good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. One Adam 12, another fan, another channel member. Hey, Wolfpack, looking forward to a great show. As are we. It's gonna be a good one. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Gonna hang loose with you guys. Stacy is here. Good evening, and fellow collectors, ready to talk figures. We got the movie canon. He is here and he is watching, and we do appreciate that. Hope you feel better soon, Gio. Take some cough drops and watch Wolfpack. It's all you can do to feel better, man. We got Luke Christian is here. Happy Wednesday. What's going on? Striker 47 in the house. Good evening. We are in the storm of early release. Christmas might be getting canceled if we're not Christmas might be getting canceled if we're not careful. Amen to that. We got Thrawn's office that says, hello. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you on video, too. Good to see you guys hanging out in New York. That was a good video. Hammer of God, evening, Wolfpack, and chat. Yes, Gio is here in 2 weeks. I know he's looking forward to it, so we're all bummed that we didn't get to hang out officially, but we'll make it happen here soon. We got, let's see. Yeah, Lael is in the house. Is Dila going to be Mario for Halloween? Nope, but good guess. Good guess.
That was good. That was a good one.
We got Iron Dude in the
guess.
chat as well. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Collector Joey. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being here. Good video for the Mars Toys Penguin that he did as well. I watched that today. Such a tough figure to gauge, but the videos that he and Hot Toys Hotline did really helped me get a good idea of what the figure looks like. Now it's just deciding if I want to try to hunt one down or not. So, but yeah, well done. Go check that out too if you guys haven't. X-Man Supreme, sounds like Steve had a Vegas amount of fun. Yeah, looked like he had it too. Kenny Lang, badass shirt, Beetlejuice shirt. Yeah, wife got this for me. I'm like, when the hell am I gonna wear something like that? And she's like, oh, I thought you'd like it. I'm like, well, I mean, I do, but I just don't know when I'm actually gonna wear it.
That's your wife.
Like, hey.
That was your wife, or
I'm like, honey, I'm wearing the shirt tonight. Look at this. And yeah, so she's
oh.
pretty happy about that. So let's see. Doc Bat is here. Hello. Cheers to you. Of course, we do have Brick Artemis joining us via the chat tonight, so do appreciate that. Hope everybody in the household is doing well, and give your family our best. Chris Santos, what up, Jedi Knights Watch? Hope everyone is having a great day. I am now. Let's see. We got Conquer Knight, Beetlejuice. Did y'all see that second movie? Let me know what you think about it in the chat. I actually really enjoyed it. Obviously not better than the first one, but I thought it was awesome. Let's see. How you figure? Another channel member is here. Xenomorph announcement tonight. He's calling it. He's standing on that hill. I think we got we got Brandon. NYC definitely makes you change your world perspective growing up in a small town Midwest. Yeah, I've been to New York City twice, and it is a different animal for sure. I'm not a big fan of like crowds, so probably not a place for me to stay for a while, but it is. Everybody should go at least once, I would say.
I'm still taking you guys to
Let's do it.
meet Grandma. Come next year. We'll do it. All of us. We'll pack it up officially. Grandma makes some rice and beans. It'll be great.
We're staying at your grandma's house?
No, you're not gonna stay at my grandma's house. What's wrong? It's my grandmother's house. No. No. What's wrong with a Holiday Inn? Like a normal person.
How good is
I'll stay with
this
Thrawn.
rice and beans? Like,
There
wait,
you go.
hold
Everybody
on.
stay with Thrawn. I'll stay with Grandma.
What's the level of quality for these rice and beans? Like,
Bro, you're not ready. Get this.
I mean, rice and beans can only get so
I'll
good.
give you a little sampler. We put seasoning in our food. It's incredible.
Oh, Sneaker. You are
You'll be
funny.
surprised what a little bit of salt will do for your food if you catch my drift.
We got the man, the myth, the legend, Hawk Wars Toys in the house as well. What's up, gentlemen? What is going on, Ray? Thank you for being here tonight. If you guys need some figures, go check him out on eBay. It's in the description of the video. He'll take care of you. So go check out what he has on his eBay store. And if you don't see it, he can get it for you most likely. So just reach out to him and see if he can hook you up. We got Nick's Collectibles. What's up, guys? What's up, Nick? Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Echo Base North. How's it going, guys? Good to have you in the chat tonight. This is pretty good. We got EvilSneaker member for 13 months. Graham and Hobby Lobby. Nice fucking model. Yeah, so pretty much. We got Aaron Jones, channel member. Good evening, everyone. Just seen Terrifier 3 and need an Art the Clown in the collection now. I know Brick saw that too. Those aren't for me, man. I just can't watch.
Guilty
Those are like a
pleasure, man.
step, maybe 2 steps up from slasher movies. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a whole different ball. But
DLO, you like it?
Oh, I love the Terrifier movies. Absolutely.
didn't,
It's not for everybody. I understand what Graham's saying. Like, it's 100% like
Yeah.
well over the like limit of like good taste for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. You know, you watch something like that
Sure.
this time of year, spooky season. After that, you know, you watch a Christmas Carol like Graham would do. You know, in October.
That's a great
or something.
movie.
Doesn't he
It's
dress up like
classic, of
Santa
course.
now? In this,
1984.
there was somebody at Comic-Con dressed
like
as
84?
Santa or the Clown.
I saw
He
that.
must be
Yeah.
I was
Santa
wondering if
for
that was
movie.
a statue or if that was a real person.
No, he must be in the movie dressed as Santa for part of it. But
Yeah.
all I'll say
Yeah.
is
Christmas
I didn't
one.
watch any of the movies, but I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, and I went on YouTube and typed in like all Terrifier kills, and my soul left my body. And it was terrible. So I don't know. Maybe I should just actually watch the movies. But yeah, I was like, oh, I just want to see like how bad it really is. Yeah, that shit's bad.
Oh boy. I think they got I think they have the first two on stream right now. I think on Peacock or Amazon Prime or something like that. You should definitely catch it. You should watch it.
After Sneaker
I want
watches
to watch it because I've heard it's.
I need to watch the
I mean,
Hallmark
I don't
channel now.
like the killing is fine. The killing is fine, but I've heard like it's actually like
It's
the way
the
that
way.
like the way that they actually tell it, like they actually expand on the character to some extent and stuff too, and like it actually kind of has a story, like a mini story. Is this true, DLO?
You got that from watching that movie, huh? That's what they tell you?
No, I didn't watch the movie. No,
Oh,
like I'm saying, like
what they tell
the
you?
character with how like the budget of the movie is and how it's made, they still actually have like it's still kind of story driven to where, you know, with each movie you're learning about the character, and I guess there's like some backstory to the character.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I know
He just
he's
kills
already
people.
like a big favorite. For me personally, I don't get that from watching this movie. I just watch it and it's like terrible acting, like really campy, bad, but those kills are brutal in those movies, and you just like it's just like candy for the eyes, you know, in the weird, gross test kind of way. This is what it is. It's just a gore fest.
Well, there you have it.
But if there's a story, please tell me what it is, because I have no idea.
I mean, even like Texas
And I've seen
Chainsaw
both of them,
Massacre,
so-
like even that, like I in a weird way, it's like you can't look away, but it's disturbing. Like,
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
not even probably in the ballpark of art.
It is not. It is not. Humans were not designed to consume this type of content. We're just like, oh, it's weird that we watch this stuff and get pleasure from it.
Let's get through this. We got Yomo in the house as well. What's going on? Too sweet to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And yep, he heard Art the Clown acting in the third was way better. And yes, Sneaker, each movie you learn more. And we got D Dot. It's a gore movie. You don't only see the initial strike to kill or whatever. You see the whole process. Him sawing a body in half. No, spank you. We got Krivis, Evening Wolfpack, and Chad. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, actually. Looking forward to talking with you guys. I want to leave it up to the two gentlemen on the panel on what we want to start with first. Do we want to work our way from what was released last week and kind of to the newest? You want to start with the newest, work your way back? You want to skip around? What are you guys itching to talk about? Or what are you in the chat itching to hear about?
Yeah, I think. I don't know, Sneaker. I don't want to speak for you, but I say let's let the chat decide tonight. Let's
Sure. Yeah.
let's change it up tonight. Let's see what they want.
All right, chat. We have the.
Do you want? Hey, wait. How about we do this? How about you put up a poll? Wait, how many things do we have?
6 or 5.
Poll's gonna take too long. Just everybody right now.
Say, put
right
up
in
a
the
poll,
chat.
and then you can just keep it. Then you can just keep it running, and then you just go number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order.
Okay, we're gonna make it
Stand by,
simple.
everyone.
65 in here right now.
Stand
First
by.
5 pick. First person, first figure to 5. That's the one we'll start with first.
All right,
Let's
first
make it
figure to
fast.
5. Go, everybody.
Go.
Talk about the Savage.
Wait, am I doing a
Take.
poll?
What do you want? We got one for Savage. We got
Trooper.
another
Yeah, talk
one
about
for
Savage.
Savage. That's 2.
We got Ben Thomas show. Hey, everyone, flexing nuts.
Shout
Okay.
out to
got Neil.
Mark 2. One from Mark 2.
shout out to the Ben Thomas show.
Nut
Okay, what else we got? What's the
Hold on,
Spider-Man called? We'll
we
just
got
say
2 for
Spider-Man.
Savage, 1 for
Caustic
Mark 2.
plastic.
What else do we got?
Venom.
Iron Man.
Get out of here. All right, we probably should have done a
Venom.
poll.
Venom. Wait, didn't you guys already talk about
We did
Venom?
that. Yeah, you weren't here.
Yeah, we talked about Venom already.
Yeah, I thought
Old
so.
news. Oh, and then we have. Oh, I can't add the Super Commando, so I'm just gonna say Star Wars.
I guess we're gonna have to do the poll. Wait,
We're doing a poll. Starting the poll.
I think it's just
Poll
reaping.
started.
Fair enough. Okay.
Good God.
This
Didn't take
is
too
like
long.
a prep for in a week and a half. You guys need to go vote. So now you need to vote here.
Oh, don't bring this into
And you need to
the
go
show.
there.
Stop. Stop.
So just look at this as like a warm up. Maybe I'll do a giveaway of this shirt tonight. I'll sign it and give it away to one lucky viewer.
Star Wars. Hey Jazzy, by the way, I was just on your Instagram yesterday. I haven't been on your page. Well, dude, I love your work, dude. Can I just say that for a second? Like, I've seen what you've been doing in your displays. Keep it up, dude. Beautiful stuff you're doing.
Jazzy. Come on now.
Jazzy hates Star Wars.
He
Yeah,
really
he does.
does. Man. That's sad.
Sad. Very sad.
Sad. Well,
Sad.
apparently I'm not even a Star Wars fan because I don't have any prequel trilogy stuff, so.
I mean, that's facts, bro.
God.
Just
We
kidding.
got the
Just
$2
kidding.
chat from X-Man Supreme. Let's talk about Labyrinth. Let's give you a shout out for the $2 super chat. And this one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Too
To
sweet.
Wolfpack, to Collector's Own, to you guys. Cheers.
Thanks for all the support, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll wash this shirt. Don't worry. Although, some people might not want it washed, actually. So, I mean, it's kind of up to the winner. Yeah, hating Star Wars. That's grounds for deportation.
Damn.
Man, I don't want to go that far. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's bring this up here. So we are not going to talk about why Steve didn't invite you to
Okay.
NYC, Graham.
Actually, I invited everybody. When I
You go.
said, "Hey, are you guys going to NYC?" See? No. Okay. Wait, hold on.
Eli, I
hold
don't
on.
think that's an
Hold
invite. That's
on.
more of
That-
just a question.
By no means in any language. is an
Okay.
invite.
I asked if you guys were going. Why do you? I'm not. I
New
got
poll. Is that
invited.
an
I'm not-
invite or a question?
I don't.
I'm gonna
Live, I
help you
don't.
with your
I'm not
people
there.
skills
How am
here
I
for a
gonna?
second,
How am I gonna
Steve-O.
invite you guys when I'm not
No,
there?
listen, you could have simply
Would you
turned that
rather?
into a form of a question if you simply said after the question, do you guys want to come with me? No, didn't get that. We just got that. You gonna go? No.
Okay.
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
sweet. I'm out. I'm out of it.
Yeah, that was a
Gaslight.
lightweight,
Justin, you were also invited. Didn't even get back to me about it. Gaslight.
Wow.
Continue
Justin,
on the chat.
Come
See-
on. That can't be true.
Continue
when
on
he
the
asks
chat.
these questions over here, you don't see the end result of when he gets his answer. When we say no, we're not going, he does the brow sweat. Whew. All right, looks like I'm going solo. Solo wolf.
Oh,
NYC.
gosh, you guys.
We'll see. Maybe next year. We'll see.
Whatever.
We'll see.
Live stream from Grandma's house. Rice and beans for everybody. Let's go.
Hey, except
Better
for
luck
us
next
because we're
year.
not invited. Yeah, we're not invited to his grandma's
You're
house.
not
either.
at Grandma's. How about that?
Yeah.
Payback.
So I view it as an invite. If I'm asking my friends, are y'all going? I'm inviting you, even if you weren't planning on it. See, to me,
Who
it's
started
just-
you on, Aaron Jones?
Thank you, Aaron. Thank
See,
you so
me,
much, Aaron
though,
Jones.
we don't know if he's going. He's just asking if we're going. We're like, no, we're not going. Like maybe I
Yeah.
wanted to go, but I had no way to go with. And I just found out. I saw him
You
on a
guys
plane.
knew-
and I was
you guys
like,
knew
shit,
was
I guess he's going.
What are you talking- You guys knew for months. Oh God.
Okay.
StatueCon, let's go.
I think an invitation
Oh,
should
boy.
consist of the words
Oh,
"Do you
boy.
want to go?" It
All
should
right,
also
I'm
be
gonna
on
keep,
paper.
I'll keep the rest. I'll keep the rest off air. If we can
It
continue.
should also be on
We'll continue on.
paper
Just
with
move along.
postage.
Just move on. Oh man,
All right, let's
Justin,
take a look.
Justin's
We
were just
trying
gonna
to,
kill time
trigger
here.
me.
Anyone going to Burger King tonight? Not an invitation.
Wait, you didn't get an invitation for what I just said?
Oh man.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyways,
What's the poll say?
we're just joking here, but let's
Yeah.
end this poll.
It's only a little bit of gas. With a
Oh,
little bit of
oh
race.
boy. Star Wars 57%, Iron Man 2, Mark 2 30%, Spider-Man 9%, Night Trooper, which is technically Star Wars, is 3% as well. So, all right.
All right.
Well, that didn't really narrow it down because 3 of them are Star Wars, but it was fun to do anyway. So let's just bring something up and get into this. Let's start with, let's get one of them out of the way, which is the Night Trooper. Okay, I'm going to pull this up here. So this was officially released. This is what? The third Ahsoka series figure? Am I correct on that? We got Thrawn, Balin, and Night
Mhm.
Trooper, correct?
Don't forget the limited one. The
Oh, yeah,
yeah, Death Trooper.
Death Trooper.
This is the fourth.
So Does anybody know off the top of your head when this is? This early? Is this on time? Is this in the window?
I'm
Where
pretty
we
sure
at
this
with
one's
that?
in the window. I think the majority of them are October to March, other than Balin and Shin were January to June. Is that
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been
I'm
looking
not
up
sure on
these bad
all of them, but I
boys.
think the
I
majority.
guess my question was I was curious if where we were even if this is the beginning of the window, this is a trend. We're pushing out the Ahsoka figures, like they're definitely trying to get all of these out one after another. So like kind of if you're in this line like sneakers, like be ready because
Scary,
it
man.
seems like
I'm in it too.
they're gonna just keep coming.
Goes in it too.
Okay,
So,
well
no,
I'm sorry about that, but
sorry. Only sneaker like Star Wars again. My bad. Batman. I'm the
we're
Batman
also
guy.
passive
I'm the
aggressive
Batman
tonight.
guy.
Anyways, yeah, so I was just curious about that.
Where's the trigger?
And what it was going to mean. But yeah, thoughts. I mean, it's a trooper. It pretty much came out as the proto looked, so not really much to say. I don't know. It's cool. Anybody getting it?
I am getting it.
It was Batman. I get it.
Eh, Anybody worried about the
If it was
red
Batman.
ribbons? Are
No,
those
it's fine.
floating? Are they?
My guess is they're probably glued. They're probably attached, either glued or sewn, like either like a fabric glue or like sewn into each other, so they don't really move.
Okay.
don't
DLO,
know.
why don't you start us off with this figure? What do you like about it? Do you care? Does this mean anything to you? Are you getting
Yeah,
it?
it's a good looking figure. It's a good looking figure in a very strong line. And when you're prioritizing this one semi kind of gets the short end of the stick for me, just because it's a really nice looking trooper. I love the colors on it. I love the cracking of the helmet and the armor there. It looks really unique. But this is kind of like for me, kind of like the Remnant Trooper when we had the Mando line, where it's a different looking style trooper that looks really popping on a case. But then the more the line gets more robust, it kind of falls at the wayside for me, where it's like okay, well, it's not as sought after or as a priority as the other one, but still in his own way, very nice. It will definitely look very good in your Star Wars display there. The only thing is I don't know if I'm a fan of the fabric on the armor pieces. I just don't know long term how well that's going to sit, especially in a more humid area where fabric glues like that would easily come apart very quickly over a period of time. So I just don't know if that was the right call to use that for that, but it is. I mean, in fairness, it is accurate to how it looked in the show. So I mean, you can't argue with why they did it. It's how it's supposed to look. But I don't know. I just think overall, I mean, it's a nice figure, but just one that I just can't see myself saying I really feel the need to go out of my way to get.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, and I don't know if this makes me sound more or less like a Star Wars fan, but the fact that this just doesn't scream Star Wars to me. I'd rather have Return of the Jedi or A New Hope Stormtrooper than this. Now, if I already have that and I'm only collecting Star Wars, I might be more interested in this. But yeah, when we're looking at such a deep line as the Ahsoka series, this to me is going to be one of the more forgettable ones. I'm into more of the characters because I got to be picky and choosy with that line. So to me, this is an easy pass. It looks nice. It's got a cool design. It is a different look if you're into collecting troopers and whatnot. But I think other than Merrick, this would be my least favorite in the line. Anyways, before we get to sneaker, let's take a look at how you figure with the $4.99 super chat. He says, all jokes aside, great content coming out of NYCC, including Steve's vlog. Let's have a great show, guys. Good to see Steve back on Wolfpack Wednesdays, and it's good to have him back. Of course, we were lost without him last week. And this one is for how you figure.
If you think this is the ass-kissingest son you ever saw, give me a hell yeah. What? What?
Oh, it actually works so well. It works so well.
You love that one.
But
You
I do
really do.
appreciate it, Justin. Thank you so much for the super chat. No, for sure. I do love that one. Sneaker. Thoughts? I don't know. This just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not excited about it.
I can see why like people don't really care about getting this, but it does enough for me where I'm getting it regardless. If this goes bargain bin 6 months to a year from now and it's like $50 to $75 cheaper than what it is now, I really don't care. I want this, like this is the one line I feel like where I don't really want to wait longer than I have to. Versus like, oh, I can wait. Oh, now this is out. I'm going to wait 6 more months or a year until I get this. I want all the Ahsoka figures as they come out. That's just like my plan for it. This is going to go right next to Thrawn with Enoch, probably in the case. It's going to look really good next to Enoch. But again, like that's already like, I feel like I think one of the big issues with this one is to get to that figure. There's so much more to go through if you're into this line. That's like the hardest thing.
That's the tricky part. Like I like it, but it's just like immediately when it was announced, I knew to myself, like there's like maybe 7 or 8 already announced that like I have to get before I get this figure.
Yeah.
And then when you get to that level, it's just like, man, like if it comes down to it, if I have to like cut one from the list or 2, maybe they'd probably be one of these, just because like if they start popping all of them, like Balen Skull is supposed to be June. It's announced, it's a done deal, right? So like it's all a matter for me. It's just like if I can get this one, like I will get it because I do like it. But it's one of those ones where it's just like, man, if Hot Toys puts the pedal to the metal and pushes it out sooner, and I got other things that I got to make sure I take care of, like he's going to be a casualty. And not because it's not good looking, it's just because like, hey, it's just like wrong time, wrong place, you know?
Yeah. Really quick, I want to say hi to Hot Toys Hotline. Whoa, DLO looking like a new man. What's up, fellas? What's up, Connor? And speaking of, Joey just came out with his Mars Toys Penguin video. So did Hot Toys Hotline. So go check out his video too. They both did a really good job with the content. Really, again, gave me a good perspective of what the figure is going to be like in hand, and if that's something that I want to get. So appreciate these guys and what they're doing in the community. So go support them if you haven't already. And thank you for being here, Connor. Yeah, so this is October to March. So, I mean, we're at the very beginning of the window. So it's almost, granted, this is when Sideshow's getting it. So obviously they're probably not going to get it till November, December-ish, maybe even a little later. But still, I think the trend of what it's been lately is things have been released by Hot Toys when Sideshow's already in like the middle of their window or towards the end of it. Where here you're just getting into that window. So it still seems, if you guys can follow that, it still seems like it's early to me, which is a good sign.
This one probably, I mean, I hope they all, like, honestly, I hope they all show up. Like, I'd rather this happen than them get delayed. But I mean, I'm just so excited for this line. And I feel like this, I'm looking at the list. I like to go on Collector Freaks and look at like everything that's been announced so far. This one and then the zombie Death Trooper are like, there's so much to get through before getting to those. Like, I feel like another thing is if you're not getting Enoch, you're probably not going to get this. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
Is there anybody in the chat? Is there anybody in the chat out there who's just getting this Night Trooper, but isn't getting like Enoch to go with it? You know what I mean? I feel like that's this type of figure. I'm curious to see if like anybody would be just getting this as like a pure standalone. If I wasn't like all in on this line, I don't know necessarily that I would get this, but like it's worthy enough for me to like going all in. I'm gonna get this for the case, and it will fit in. It'll fit in with Enoch, and it will look good for me. So
all together, if you're all in and all together, it's gonna look like a pretty cool display.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but you're getting one. You're just getting one.
Oh yeah, I don't double up like I don't. The only trooper I think I have double of is a 501st with my like Clone Wars display. I don't double up on I don't double up on troopers just because I can't. It just gets like it's too expensive. Even just getting 2 troopers, it just ends up being too much. It's really hard to justify getting another trooper when you can have a whole nother figure. You know, that's just
Right.
that's where I gotta draw a line. But yeah, this is what I was saying. Hammer God, like I would get Enoch, but not the zombie death trooper, the night trooper. Yeah, I could see people getting Enoch, but still just avoiding the trooper. But I don't see it going the other way of like I don't see anybody getting just the trooper and then saying no, I'm not going to get Enoch. Maybe a few. I would say that's I shouldn't say everyone, but I feel like that's going to be the minority here. People like, oh, this is like I really want to get this trooper.
Yeah.
So
'Cause the
Steve, I've
line's
been
just
meaning
too
to ask
deep.
you this real quick because you and I are like we're in on this line. Like you and me, we're in this together for sure. So I mean, like I kind of shared with you, like I kind of have like a priority list of like figures from this line of like which ones like I absolutely have to have first, second, third, and so forth there, just to kind of keep myself in control of like a massive line like this and kind of navigate this whole thing. Do you have like something similar to me where you have like a certain like couple of figures in a line that are like priority number 1 and 2, 3, 4, and like least priority? Like for example, like I said, like this one and the Death Troopers are probably my least necessary ones for me in this line. If I had to, you know, make some cuts to the line to kind of preserve the rest, is there any ones in particular like are like 1 and 2 for you, and then the bottom 2 for you, like as an example?
Yeah. This is actually a good segue because on Sunday, like this coming Sunday, Justin and I are going to actually rank the figures. We're going to rank the line, like most to least priority. We're going to actually do a ranking of the current figures that are announced. Because on our last show, we did a joint ranking, like where we combined our decisions to kind of rank. But we're going to do like we're going to do a most to least, like a high to low priority list. I would agree with you when it comes to the troopers. So I would put like these, like this figure is probably, looking at them, this one's probably the lowest.
Did you guys
And then-
rank this one the lowest on that show?
I don't
Do you remember?
I don't remember what we ranked the lowest. It was either this or exactly like what we're talking about. I think it was either this or the zombie death trooper that we ranked jointly. I think the top is where it gets tricky priority wise, but right off the bat, one of the main priorities for me is Star Wars Rebels. However you want to order them or rank them, like if there was nothing, if I could only get, well, I guess I don't know, I don't want to put a number on it, but like my main priority for this line is Rebels. Like those Rebels characters,
Right.
100% for sure,
Sure.
are like Balin, and I know a lot of people are like really high on Balin and Shin, but like what has come before them is you got to understand the importance of that
Agreed.
too, right?
Yeah,
Just being like a
totally
fan.
agreed,
So
yeah.
like for me, the peak of this line are the Rebels characters. That's the main thing. We already got Thrawn, which is awesome. He is top of my list for this line for sure. They're one of the top. And then I would go with like the Rebels characters would be probably the ones that are next in line. How do you want to rank it based on like I'm ranking that based on kind of like the importance of just like the overall characters versus like, I mean, you can get into however you want to rank it, whether or not it's how the figure looks and all that stuff, but based on that, like, yeah, it's the Rebels characters for me. I feel like is the top. What about you?
Me myself personally, I'm with you on that. I think Thrawn was prior number 1. I really did. I just feel like he's such a fascinating
figure.
character, and quite honestly, like Rebels is one thing, but obviously, you know, his history comes from the comics as well too. And honestly, I'm not a big reader of Star Wars literature. I really don't get into that because I just feels like sometimes it's convoluted to the sense of like what's canon, what's not canon. Like I don't want to like really like fall in love with something and then be told that like no, it's not part of the core canon of Star Wars. So I kind of steered away from it. But Thrawn, between his animated and his live action appearances, really intrigued me as a character. So I started reading up on his stuff, and the more I read about him, the more I was like, I can see what the fascination is with this guy. He's really one of the best written characters in all of Star Wars, in my humble opinion, right? And if you haven't done it, you definitely give it a shot because it's worth a good read. It really is. But I mean, Thrawn is number 1 for me easily. I kind of hear you what you say with the Rebels, because really, how can you choose between one over the other? you know, in any of them there. You can say you have a favorite. I do personally better than I've said this for a million times. I love this character much more in animation than I did in the live action, but Sabine is like number 2 for me. Like I really love her. Like she's fantastic. But live action kind of let me down a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but it's just like I had high hopes just because I loved her from the show so much. But if I had to pick a second one, I absolutely had to, but I kind of cheated if I would to. I'd say all Rebels after that. But if you put a gun to my head, I'd say Sabine for sure. Would be like number 2 for me, just as a fan. What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Graham?
Yeah, what about you, Graham? I want to hear your thoughts about, because like we've talked about how you're being kind of like picky choosy about this line, but you're also being like that kind of just with like your collecting in general as well. So like, where's your thought at? You've talked about it a little bit, but like, where are your thoughts with like how this line is shaping out and like how you want it to look based on like your display?
That's a good question. I mean, if I could, I would get most of the line, like the characters and whatnot, if money and space wasn't the issue. But unfortunately, being that I'm collecting Marvel, DC, all of these new one-offs that are coming out now too, all of a sudden, that's like the new thing. So definitely have to be picky with Star Wars. My love for Star Wars obviously originates from the original trilogy. I've tried to branch out as much as I can, and I did enjoy the Ahsoka series quite a bit. And I've watched most of Rebels as well. There's some episodes in the last season that I didn't catch, but I also have seen the last episode. I know how it all ends and whatnot, so it made sense. For me, it's kind of like a wait and see. Like there's figures that I'm sold on, like for sure I'm getting. Then there's figures that are maybe, and then there's figures like I just know I can't go that deep into the line. And that's where I have the poll up too. I want to see you guys in the chat. How many figures are you going into on this line? Is it 0? Is it 1 to 3? Is it 4 to 6? Are you getting most or all of them? So for me, I gotta get Hera. I already have Thrawn. That was definitely a must. And then Chopper is a really strong possibility. Sabine's a possibility.
Chopper is happening. If you're getting Hera, you have to get
that
Chopper.
Guy's a menace.
That's the problem with the line. Like it's like
right.
If you get so you have to get this one, right?
So
that's the tricky part.
And then I'm thinking about like Ahsoka, and then it's not only one Ahsoka, it's 2 Ahsoka figures.
Right.
I am keeping the OG because that's where we were. I just remember being so excited to see Rosario Dawson, becoming Ahsoka, and it was just, I don't know, something special about Mandalorian season 2, seeing Ahsoka and all that stuff. So she's gonna stay. I'm just debating on whether I get the new head sculpt separately, pop it on there, or if I'm going all in and getting both, that figure, but not the young Ahsoka, or getting young Ahsoka and not this new one. So I don't know. I just got to draw the line somewhere. But for me, that line is still a little faded where I can't quite see that hard edge. So like Sabine, I wasn't a big fan of in the series, and she was awesome in Rebels, but it's tough because I kind of have that same rule as you, DLO, where I like to collect the live action stuff. I don't really have any. I mean, I have the Bad Batch. That's the exception, I guess. But I like to collect the live action stuff over anything animated. So like to me, like I don't know. I just remember her being how she was on the show as opposed to more so on Rebels. So like I just wasn't really a huge fan. But at the same time, how do you have Hera and Ahsoka and then maybe not Sabine? So that's kind of where we're at.
No, I mean, the figure itself.
Put the helmet on.
Like Sabine, like say, because like there's people are like mixed on Sabine and what she did in the show, and I feel the same way too. But I think from like if we take it from like if you watch Rebels and you enjoy the character, I feel like I can almost like kind of excuse what the season did for her character, or lack thereof for that matter. But I think from a figure perspective, to have a Mandalorian with a head sculpt and a lightsaber outside of an Obi-Wan Mandalorian disguise, this is a pretty cool figure. Say what you will, it's a pretty cool figure. So I think either way, I mean, I feel like she's, I don't know, just for me, it's a figure I just can't pass up on. I just think she's unique enough to where even if I wasn't necessarily in on every other figure, which obviously I am, I've told you guys many times, like Ahsoka line is where it's at for me this year. But I would still like rank this one high, and just because my connection to the character from the show. And that's the weird thing about like my rule. Like my rule kind of like bends depending on the situation. You're like,
Sure.
Sometimes like I said, the animation character representation was better than the live action, but it's still the same character at the end of the day. So,
and that's what's cool about these figures too, is
right. So you can,
dual threat.
exactly. You can have that in your collection, not necessarily be 100% like in love with this version of the character, but it's still the character, right? So, in the same way we were talking about with Venom, like, I mean, for me, Venom has to have the symbiote symbol, right? The Venom movie one didn't have it, but I went with the Venom movie one because it's the Venom movie and it's still the same character. So it's just a matter of your love for the character itself. I think has to outweigh more than what the actual figure or the other version of it is being made. Sometimes it's just it's simple enough to say, I like the character. I really want that in my collection, regardless of how it came out in the show or whatever. It's coming home because I like that character. Right, I don't have to love every Batman, but I'll buy a Batman if it's a good looking figure too. There's sometimes it's not as convoluted in the rules.
Yeah, I think sometimes too it's easy to like overlook what has like come before this for certain characters. Like you got to remember like what Sabine did as a character and like why you like her as a character too. Like just because her arc and what you saw story wise in this show. Like that personally for me, if I didn't like it, like I was like, oh, I really didn't like what they did with Sabine. Based on what I've already seen, that's still good. Like this figure is still like coming home for sure for me. You know what I mean? Same with like, also like her, yeah, with what they did with her in the story. I don't know. The other thing is, I don't know how big of a part it really needed to be. Like she wasn't really like the main focus either.
Sure.
So at that, I kind of give it a pass in that realm. Like it's not anything that's going to stop me from, like I said, getting the figure. Like
who knows what season 2's going to bring?
Yeah, but Sabine, regardless, is 100%. Like it doesn't really matter what this show did. Like that's a character. Like like Graham says, like the dual threat. The dual threat is. I bet. Oh man, Chopper.
November.
So good, man.
These are probably like these are. I bet we get like probably 3 or 4 more of these in like the next like by November. Like these seem like they're like gonna just start pumping these out. I don't know. It seems like they're.
I'm curious about this because you missed last week because you decided to go to New York, but we were talking about Balin last week, right? And his announcement, and it was surprising to get him so early. And like my theory, and Steve, help me out. What do you think about this here? My theory was that, we may not be getting these figures necessarily from Sideshow. Now since we had that episode, a couple people have like posted that they're getting their Balin skull from Sideshow already.
Yeah.
So I guess my question here is because obviously that changed the whole conversation from last week. We were talking about like we may not see these until next year. Do you think that if we get these figures from Sideshow, do you think it's going to be a select few of us, let's say like a first batch, and then the rest of us are waiting? Because that happens from time to time, right? Where a couple of us are fortunate to get it
like
randomly.
It's happening a lot lately.
I know, and then the thing is, the timing of it also can mean like, hey, maybe this is just gonna drop, right?
Like,
but it just seems.
Does everybody have like the Return of the Jedi Vader?
No, I'm waiting on.
No, that's the thing exactly. Like,
okay, what else has come out?
But I already have Thrawn. Like Thrawn already arrived.
Thrawn. So
Thrawn came out first.
Got from Underground.
Already got
Moff Gideon. New Moff Gideon already at my local shop as of last week. Yeah. So
in like Attack of the Clones, Anakin just got it last week.
Yes,
so like that's a really
very scattered.
It's really weird how they're doing it. Like it makes you wonder, are they just releasing them, but then like they're still making more of them, and then they want to get other ones out quicker for certain reasons? You know what I mean? Because another thing is like, this is a big line. These are the first figures for this line. I could see why they would want to just start pumping those out. You know what I mean? Attack of the Clones Anakin, that line has been out for a while. We've gotten a lot of figures from that line. It's kind of the tail end of what they've been doing. I could see them being, this is all speculation, but I could see them being like, we don't need to rush to make a bunch of these. But when you're like, right now they're introducing the Ahsoka line. Like they're going to want people to get these. You know what I mean? So, and you have a lot of figures. So like you want them to all kind of relatively release, I would feel, around a similar time frame so that you can add them all in. whether or not we're going to get them like scattered out and delayed, it's just so hard to say. But I would probably lean honestly more towards no, with Balin coming, like getting released early. The other interesting thing is this Death Trooper got released. I didn't get any notification from Sideshow about like the limited Death Trooper and that's a limited one, and I still don't have a notification about that one getting shipped yet. But I would think they're probably, if it's going to be earlier on right now in the window where they're releasing them already, I would think that's probably a good sign for the remainder of them. I don't see
some of these are still like January to June, so there could be.
What ones are January to June? Because I know Shin is.
Ahsoka.
Are there any?
No,
is
Ahsoka next year.
I thought Ahsoka was October to March.
She's the latest.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
October to March.
So
maybe it was young
I thought,
Ahsoka. I think it was young
maybe.
Ahsoka actually. Yeah, January to June.
So she's January to June. So it was Shin, Balin, young Ahsoka. What about Rex?
I
Where's
think
Rex?
Hera and Chopper are supposed to be this year, but yeah, take a look.
October to March.
I think everything else is October to March. I think all the other figures in this line are October to March.
Yeah, I think Hera's October to March.
What about Anakin? What about flashback Anakin?
January to June.
Okay, so it's him, young Ahsoka, and then it was Shin and Balin, who were January to June, basically. So I don't really see a need for why. I don't really see a reason why they would like push any of these out. I think like with this, like I said, with a line like this, the hope would be, and I would think that you'd like as a company would want to get them released around the same time, you know?
No, that they have no rhyme or reason to their shipment.
Yeah, so he was January to June. He's released. So like,
but this is an easy
over
one
to that.
like,
so I will say too, like I was talking to somebody, somebody had sent me a message and said that you can take this with a grain of salt, that they had heard that these figures are pretty much like the line is ready and that they're just strategically releasing them at this point. I think that that's a potential. Like, I think that's possible because we're getting these January to Junes released early, and we have October to March getting released like sporadic, like getting still released during the same time already, right? With the figures that we have. So I could see them like just trickling this out like every week or two, dropping a figure from this line until they're out.
Yeah.
That would mean very bad things for a lot of folks, though, because truth be told, if you do something like that, first of all, to drop an entire line 6 months before release is unheard of with Hot Toys. Like that's next level crazy madness right there. Like you literally at that point will see people having to eat NRDs left and right on other figures just to keep these and get these here, or something crazy will happen where tons of things will sit in stock now and create this. Listen, Hot Toys is one of the wackiest things I've ever collected, not because of just a matter of like what it is as a product, but just how they manage their products. And the idea of an entire line like Ahsoka being just ready to go, you know, again, rumor wise, but allegedly, if that were to be the case, can you imagine what it will do for all the people who collect things like Marvel and DC and the artisans that we have on pre-order right now? I mean, that would throw everything into chaos for so many collectors if they did something like that, if they were into this line, of course. So I hope that is wrong, because I don't want to see that happen, because that would just be bad for everybody.
Well, I think this is a tricky thing right now. So this whole line that they've announced so far, the window for all of these, if you put them all together, there's a lot of October to March, and then there's the 4 or 5 January to June. That's October to June. That's 9 months, and they have 15 figures. That's like a figure. That's over a figure a month that they have the potential to drop. And now we've got 2 of them early already. So like, I mean, this is where it gets where we talked about in the past. Remember we talked about like the Sideshow windows. They've now expanded their windows outside of a 3-month block to a 6-month block.
6.
This seems like the reason why right here, because now like, October to March, like you have this huge window to work with. You don't know when they're going to come out. If they come out early, I guess the unexplained ones are like January to June. But it's just like, that's like, I see what you're saying about that aspect of it. It makes it really tricky. And like, you hear the rumblings already. Like I've heard people say like, oh, now you have to adjust what you're doing because something arrived early, right? So that's the tricky part. It's tough. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see. But what is this now? We have Thrawn, and then we have the Mandalorian. This one.
Yep.
The Death Trooper, the Night Trooper. So that and then we have Balin. We have 5 of these figures out already. The 15.
And then Choppers. I mean, unless it's
5
delayed.
of the we have 5 of them out already, which is crazy.
Well,
we have a third of the line is already out.
Well, let's look at that
Crazy.
for a second. Let's not overreact over here. Let's think about it in Hot Toys language here. 3 out of the 5 that have been released are helmeted, slightly repurposed figures. Let's be frank about that, right? So this is easy stuff to cook up and batch it up real fast, right? So there's always a chance that these types of figures, they tend to move up above schedule, like clone troopers, Mandalorians, what have you. Those kinds of things tend to move up the list very fast. They can be announced last, they can be the first one out the door, right? Just because the parts and everything are there. Now, Thrawn is fine. I mean, basically it's a head sculpt, right? In a tailored suit, right? So no big deal there, right? Balin was a surprise. Balin was a genuine surprise here because that one, not only was it announced, one of the latest ones to be announced the last second, because remember, we were talking about it, Steve, you and I, about not knowing if they're going to actually go through with it, just because I think you said maybe the estate had some concerns about it or something like that, just when we talked about it a few months ago.
Updated it.
So the fact that it's already here now, presently, that was a shocker for sure. But it just kind of makes you wonder, is like, if all of this is really just, again, a Hot Toys overreaction, where they're just they're giving us stuff that they can easily pump out now to get it out fourth quarter, because they do stuff like this fourth quarter every single year just to pump out stuff before the end, clear their books, and have another thing on the list of stuff. Because you got to remember, I mean, this stuff is bought and paid for by Sideshow already, right? That stuff is already done. They got paid for this already. If they produce and deliver it that year, that's it. It's off their books. The Hong Kong market has it. It's all good for them. So you got to look at it from their side of the world, not ours. So at the end of the day here, like, I still think these figures will, most of them at least, will still hit around those deadlines. I truly have to believe that, because I think, quite honestly, if they do go full steam ahead with this here, while still keeping the Marvel folks, the DC folks, and all the other people, I mean, people are interested about that Samurai Predator. You got a bunch of people doing Artisans. I mean, you name it. Everything's out there right there in the ether at the moment that's can drop at any time. You got to think Hot Toys wouldn't be that dumb to drop an entire line on people at the same time they expect people to pay for all this other stuff. Like, you can't oversaturate your market and kill your consumer with all the money that they have. You just can't assume they're just going to pay for it all at that point. You're almost going to crater your own market at the same time. So I don't know. I want to believe they're not dumb, but Hot Toys has not proven to me to be smart yet either. So
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So let's say we get the latest figure right now. The latest part of the window is June. Like, that's not far off to get that's what I'm saying. To get 15 figures from now until June, that's a lot, I feel like. So basically, if they don't do that, that means something is going to have to get delayed to be beyond that. That's, I think, the crazy part is they put, like, we're talking about it, but they put all these in that window of like a 9-month period of time. Like, that's a lot of figures to just pack in there like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they actually hit it or not. I don't know.
Yeah, some interesting stuff going on for sure, and what's going to happen, what's not. Just everybody just needs to brace yourself, plan ahead if you can. But let me check in with the chat here a little bit too and see what you guys are saying. Let's see here.
Christmas rush is going to be bad. I remember us talking about that last year too. How many? And then it was just huge rush of stuff.
Striker's getting everything from Ahsoka line except for Rex.
Nice.
I can see that. I like my Rex from Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I feel like it's going to have more detail. Probably because it just looks, I don't know. Looks more
body
detail.
proportions will be better. You know how it goes.
Sure.
But yeah, I like mine.
How you figure says Sabine and Merrick are next. Would like to know a source on that.
Trust me, bro.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what they do with Shin, because Balin's out now. Like,
Yeah.
this is a weird Hot Toys decision that they're gonna do. Shin will be
Right.
the one that gets pushed beyond June.
Yeah,
She'll
you're
be
right.
like the last one to come out.
Mhm.
That's like the type of shit they'll pull.
There you go.
Rex for sure is
Hopefully
releasing
not.
soon. Just a slight paint job.
Yeah.
Chopper's a droid.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was giving me shit up top here. Oh yeah. Well, Hammer God says that stupid new neck adapter may make it an issue to do an easy swap on
Yeah.
the Ahsoka head sculpts. That's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
That is a shame. X-Man says, Jedi Knights Watch, how do you have Hera and not a Chopper? So I did say that was a strong possibility, was Chopper. And I have like $53 in Sideshow rewards, which is likely going to go towards something from the line, but I don't know what. So I don't know if it's one of the Ahsokas or Chopper. So yeah, I haven't decided that yet, but I'll get something on a deal.
Chopper's just a must. Yeah.
Myron's 1/6 collection just subbed to
Myron?
this channel. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching Wolfpack Wednesdays. Too sweet to you, and appreciate you being here. Collection Obsession has a great point. If I can't get Hu Yang, then I don't want anything else other than Thrawn.
All or
Why is
nothing.
it funny, Sneaker? Why is it
Hu
funny?
What? Can I get a Hui? Anybody?
Anybody else on the panel feel kind of the same? Like we've
No.
talked in the past about. Well,
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
we've talked in
Hu
the
Yang,
past
we
about
do need a
feeling
Hu
the
Yang.
same
We
about
do
not
We do need a Hu
finishing,
Yang.
not
New York changed
finishing
them.
the line. Do we look at this as a finished line, or do you guys kind of see this like a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 where it just doesn't feel finished?
No.
Or
No, nothing will
Hu
be
Yang
like
isn't.
Guardians.
Hu Yang isn't in it. Hu Yang would be awesome to get. I don't know that, like, it's not. I wouldn't call it an incomplete line without Hu Yang, though. You know what I mean? That's
Sure.
where it's kind of tough with this show, because it's like Hu Yang is more beyond the show too.
What's
But
up, Eric?
we do need that figure. The other thing is, you got to remember, like, we have season 2 coming, so like they're gonna keep branding this show later on, and this line is gonna grow deeper, just like the Mandalorian did. Like, that's for sure going to happen, because we don't have an Ezra yet. That's gonna be a figure that we definitely end up getting. So there's more. You got to save some stuff too, I feel like, as well, you know.
when's this bad boy coming?
We're in the window.
Ooh, October to
I'm
December.
terrified.
I mean, Joe.
I'm terrified.
Joe's got a great point. I got 10
I sleep with
pre-orders
one
right
eye
now.
open.
I could handle an invoice for any of them except the Sand Trooper / Dewback. That would take some rearranging of funds.
Ouch.
Be on the lookout, people. Because, yeah, this could sneak up on you, too. That's a great point there, Joe. Man. Especially if, like, you're a Star Wars fan, like, and you're trying to collect it all. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Good times.
Let's see. If young Ahsoka drops, then I think that theory of they are all done might be true. Then you can panic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ezra's missing too.
Honestly, I don't want this Ezra anyways.
I could see them waiting on. Yeah, I could see them waiting on, like, him getting in his full like Jedi
exactly.
outfit.
Next
Yeah.
season type of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're kind of just talking about this as well, but any thoughts on this guy as well? He turned out great. Weathering looks really good. Pretty dope looking figure, but again, not one for me that I'm going to need. It's just tough with these nameless figures, or these maskless, or not maskless, but you know, they're more of that side character where I can only dabble in that so much. So, but either of you guys getting this one?
Steven.
DLO, you're
Yeah,
out.
actually, I did not pre-order this one yet, though. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to get this figure for sure. This is, like, again, this is another, like this is where the line gets you, is they do this flashback of stuff that you loved in the animation. So that's what makes it really hard. And now like I mean, we're gonna talk about Savage, but I mean, I have to pick up like a Clone Wars Maul now at some point within the next whatever 6 months to a year. So this is
Should've
another
just
figure.
kept Solo Maul and put the new head sculpt on there. One of those new head sculpts.
I didn't want Solo Maul. I want like, yeah. I mean, I don't have anywhere to put Solo Maul. That's my main problem. You know what I mean? Like that's
use
still
him as the Clone Wars.
well, it's still Solo Maul. You know what I
Well.
mean?
But it says Maul. All right.
I just love those robotic legs. I was ashamed
great.
because I love that figure, but I had to sell it too because it didn't fit anywhere. There's no other figures. You know, I had the X16 as well, and it was just like, well, this one's kind of got to go. So, but man,
Still the best
Word
Maul in
bar.
my opinion.
yeah,
Just the shame part because like it's the best Maul.
Yeah. There's just like nowhere. Like, I mean, the Phantom Menace Maul for me is obviously my favorite iteration. That
Right, naturally.
yeah, naturally, and like that figure, that one's gonna be really nice, like with the new head sculpt. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like Clone Wars Maul is gonna have to happen. And like I want that look with Savage too. You know what I mean? The Clone Wars one. So, anyways, like this is a perfect pairing with Clone Wars Maul. It's also really nice pairing if you want to put like your Mandalorian Obi-Wan with a figure. You know what I mean? Like, man, now you have like, you can expand this case into a flashback where you have not only this, but you can pair him with a Clone Wars Maul and Mandalorian Obi-Wan right there too. Just like, it just adds more variety into the look of the case, if that's something that you're going for. So again, just adds a lot of versatility there. And he looks awesome, man. These guys are cool, really cool. And from an awesome like arc in the show. So something I'll get. I didn't pre-order this one. I'm going to probably, I don't know. I didn't pre-order every single figure. There's a few that I left out just because I don't feel like it's necessary.
Right.
And again, like the Troopers, safer bet to not have to, just with what's going on right now. But yeah, I'll pick this one up down the line at some point. Probably like, I mean, it's going to be when all the other ones are out. I'm going, like I said, my goal is to get all of them, but that doesn't mean I need to get this one like right away.
Yeah.
Did you say your Maul is going to be stock? Are you keeping it stock? Or are you putting one of the newer head sculpts on it?
I am going to take the Clone Wars Maul. I'm going to buy a Clone Wars Maul, and then I'm going to put one of the newer head sculpts on that body.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Because, not a fan. Go ahead, DLO.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna kit bash. I'm gonna change the legs out because they're better than the Clone Wars.
Ooh, I can't
right.
wait to see that.
That's I bought the body today. So if someone was looking for Toy Exotic, if you want to know who bought it, it was me. But
So do you have this Maul already?
I don't, but I will. I've been eyeing this for a while. I've been looking for the body to
Can you swap out
body
the clothes?
swap? Huh?
Do you think you can swap out that full outfit, or are they like?
Oh no, dude! I'm just gonna switch out the legs. That's it, man.
Do they just?
I'm gonna keep
peg
it
in?
intact. I'm gonna keep the Clone Wars Maul intact. I'm just gonna swap out the legs.
How are you gonna do that? I'm just curious. Is that just pegging or?
My two buddies right here. Bam, bam.
Yeah. Just
There you go.
demonetized.
That's
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
man.
those legs are just ball joints, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you just
Steve-O.
pop them right out.
Exactly.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, I'm
that's
going to be
smart.
careful, but yeah, if you do it right, you can pop
Yeah,
up the
that's-
joints and then plop those back. I've seen somebody do it many years ago, and I've had that in the back of my head for years. If I ever had a chance, I would find a spare body and do that swap because I just think that like it adds to the realism of what
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Maul would look like if it was a live action instead of a Clone Wars anime. Because I mean, essentially, they look like metal shoes, and you know, basically they're okay. They're or whatever. But for me, since I'm not like a purist when it comes to Clone Wars, I'm gonna use my imagination and pop those off, put the ones I prefer on. But you figure doing this kind of in combination with Steve said about the new Darth Maul head sculpts swap, I think I would have like the perfect Maul in my opinion. If
I agree.
you know, if Clone Wars, if they don't ever do a 2.0 of it, which they do, I don't care at this point. It's whatever. But yeah, to the point of the Mandalorian, like honestly, I'm kind of with Steve on this one. Before when it was announced, I was immediately out on it. I was like, nope, I'm good. don't want it, don't need it, not essential. But a lot's changed. I've got more room now, and I've been quietly building a separate case for, call it Clone Wars essential characters, right? That's made live action appearances. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with the results so far. And I think if I can find this one later on, after the dust is cleared, the massacre that will be the Ahsoka line, if I can find this one for reasonable price and I still have enough room at the end, I'd like to pick this one up. I just love that helmet. That helmet just really sells me on it there. And obviously, you know, the backstory behind it too is really cool as well too. So like just to kind of add on to what Steve said as like examples we can use it for. Yeah, the easy one is obviously Kenobi, right from that episode. That's a give me, right? But this can go right next to Bo-Katan. Mm-hmm. This can go obviously next to like young Ahsoka, right? The original Clone Wars one from the last season. I mean, there's ways around to play around. This is a very versatile figure because it's not going to be your main focal point. It'll stand out because the colors will pop, but what it'll do for you here is it'll make the other figures, the more prominent figures, really pop out more. It's basically a glorified accessory, but a beautiful one that's going to make everything else around it look better. So yeah, if there's room after everything the dust settles, I can see myself going back and getting this because it is a nice looking figure.
Cool. Yeah, it looks nice. Looks nice. Not for me. I'm going to end this poll and see. I want to see where you guys are at in the chat with this Ahsoka line because, yeah, the heat's dropping. So how many figures are you getting of the Ahsoka line? We had 54 votes. Not too bad. Not too bad. 0. 33% said 0. 27% said 4 to 6. 24% said 1 to 3. And 14% said most or all. Interesting. I thought it would be... I didn't think 0 would be the number one, the leader here. So, but very interesting. Does that surprise you guys at all? Those results?
No, not at all.
Well,
it's just like the more you go into newer Star Wars stuff, Clone Wars, Rebels, Mando, even, like it really becomes more niche because it doesn't have like the same impact of the prequel trilogy or the OG trilogy and stuff like that. It doesn't have that long lasting. So it's either you were there when it happened and this was what you grow with and you're picking it up, or you were fans who didn't bother to continue with Star Wars after the movie's finished and you just collect those kinds of things. So, I mean, if I didn't watch Rebels a year ago, I probably would get maybe a fraction of what I was going to get. But since I went back and saw that, only because I saw that, because the show wasn't enough to justify every character I'm going to pick up, but watching Rebels certainly did for me. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm picking those up. So you got to figure, you got to subtract how many people actually watch the shows and say, okay, I love the show enough, so I'm going to go pick up these figures. Or how many people actually watch Ahsoka too, because Ahsoka, as much as we talk about it, it didn't do great numbers on Disney Plus either. So it's not like it was a
what was the show before that? Was it Mando season 3 or was that after?
That was after. We had Book of Boba.
It was Andor, right?
That.
Or Book of Boba.
Oh, wasn't it Book of Boba first and then Ahsoka?
I mean, I think a lot of people, or was it Kenobi?
Ooh, you remember
that because I'm just thinking, like, I think people are starting to get, like, I don't even want to say fatigued, but underwhelmed with these live action Star Wars shows, and I think it got to the point where people were tired. I know Book of Boba came first. I can't remember about season 3 Mando.
I think season 3 was the most recent, right? Like it came after Ahsoka, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it? Anyways, I think people are just getting to that point where we haven't seen consistency with the live action Star Wars, and I probably a lot of them maybe checked out, or the fact that they didn't watch Rebels, like you said, and then we're just like, meh, don't need to watch it. But I thought it was pretty good. There's moments, but with any show, there's going to be moments that aren't the strongest. So yeah.
What about you, Steve? You surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. I would think like 1 in 4-ish. Not getting anything from the line is exactly kind of to be expected, because I would guess that there's probably around that many people who don't bother with any of the animated stuff. You know what I mean? And if you really don't like, It's Ahsoka is, and this is another thing that one bad thing that happened when this show came out. There was a quote by Dave Filoni that was kind of taken out of context of him saying like, "Oh, you don't have to watch Ahsoka or you don't have to watch Rebels before watching this show." And people are like, "Oh, Dave Filoni said I don't have to do that." Well, like the following sentence was like, "But why wouldn't you do that? Because it's going to make the show so much better for you." You know what I mean? So like that part got so blown up. So people just like went, I can't imagine like Ahsoka without watching Rebels. That would be so weird to me watching that show.
Not for sure.
Not having seen any of that. And then you're not even going to know like what's going on at the end, like in the finale. You're going to be like, what is Balin doing? Like, what is he even looking at? What is this? So it's a huge part of, I think that's part of why Ahsoka honestly didn't do as well as they had hoped, because there was a misconception around what you actually needed to watch before getting into the show. I do believe some of that. But yeah, I mean, some people are just very steadfast on, I'm never going to watch the animated stuff, and totally get it.
Well, Star Wars needs to go back to the movies though, for sure. Like I feel like people need a event movie again. Really cleanse the palate.
Way too long.
Yeah, Ray.
It's been way too long.
No, we're not doing that.
No. But Gio has a good point here.
Man.
I mean, yeah, Book of Boba first, then Obi, then season 3 of Mando. That's not solid. I mean, I enjoyed Obi-Wan, but there was still some issues with it. Like, it's just been a little rough. So, but thank you, thanks Gio for pulling that up for us. I do appreciate that. Look at this guy. We got 6 Scale Mafia in the house. What's up, fellas? What's going on, Anthony? Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're doing well, and hope you're having a good week, man. Thanks for stopping in. We're just talking a little Star Wars, Ahsoka, kind of going through some of those releases. What does it all mean for collectors? A lot of these figures are kind of hitting early, so it's been crazy. But any final thoughts on this guy before we kind of keep moving along? SSCO just dropped. Fill us in.
Looking for a code and no one sent
Sneaker,
it.
you got any final thoughts? You're picking them up. End of story.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, no final thoughts. Looks cool. He's gonna look cool. He's gonna look cool next to some of this other stuff that you already have the ability to have in your collection too. So yeah, cool figure.
Send me the link, Hammer of God. Send me the link. Man, cool figures. But again, I don't know if these are ones that are going to be added into my collection. Savage Opress looks great from Clone Wars. What do you guys think of the likeness? Because obviously we don't have any live action to go by. So you're kind of just running off of animated. You guys like kind of how they've blended this into, like a real life character? Do you think it needs work? Happy with it, getting it? What are your thoughts on this? DLO, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it sounds like I don't know. Just when we previewed this here from the the winter event, I think, what was it called?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so when we previewed it before, I like my opinions really haven't changed on it. It kind of skews more animated than live action for me. I mean, it's a painted Darth Maul, quite frankly, but obviously slightly different shape of it there, right? But I don't know. Like, I think the figure, for like its presence, it has so much of it going for it there. I mean, the body itself is massive. The interchangeable arm is really cool for the battle damage effects there. But I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, and this is just me, because I know there's like a diehard following for Savage here, so I'll be respectful of it there. But for me, it's just like, this is where what we were just talking about before with Ahsoka, right? I feel like this is the opposite effect for me when it comes for Savage, because he's too far animated for me to put him in with all my other live action stuff, to where if they just made him like a little bit more lifelike, for me, I can convince myself to get this figure, because it's from the cool level, it's a 10. Just on that level of how cool it is, it's really, really nice. But
so you don't think the likeness is good enough to like live action?
I don't think so. Not for me. No, I feel like I would have to suspend my disbelief and tell myself that this looks like an actual person, an actor playing them, as opposed to like a cell shaded looking animated sculpt, because it skews more animated than it does live action to me. Like we went a little bit deeper, like we did with the Bad Batch, and kind of humanized all their characters like that. Those can pass for like real actors playing those characters if this was like a live action show. So for me, it's an easy pickup. It blends well. So
thanks for the code, Hammer of God. Sorry. Thanks for the code.
Copy and paste. Steve, you talk about it while I
got like $20.
Well,
20?
Don't say that now. Okay, well, great. Better hurry up now before
what do you mean $20?
It went up from 53 to 73.
Big old mouth.
Oh, that's weird. I only got $2.
I wonder if it's one of them randoms.
No, you got to check your rewards, man. I wonder if you got a did you buy something lately?
No.
Yeah, I got $2.
Did you get something from like 30 days ago? Because I wonder if some of your rewards populated or $20.
Maybe because it does say $2, 11, 22, 24. But yeah, it went up from. I had 53.
Go to your rewards change. Just go to your rewards. You'll be able to see it.
I'm there. It says 73 available balance.
What was your reward change?
Change.
Okay. On Sideshow on your page, if you go to Sideshow rewards, it'll show every date in which your balance changes. Right there.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So look, on the 22nd, you had a big reward change.
Oh, nice.
There you go. There's 345.
That was yesterday.
Damn.
All right. So I only got $2.
So you got
everybody like take it easy.
$18 yesterday.
Take it easy, everybody. But I do gotta. Hey.
Can I borrow some money?
That's gonna
Damn, Hammer of God,
good.
I grind the Sideshow event. I normally get close to $100, but I sleep very little. Damn, dude. Baller right there. It's awesome.
That's gonna go good towards one of them Ahsoka figures.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, back onto it. So yeah, $2 code. Thank you for sharing that with us. Do appreciate that. Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, he's always on the ball, so appreciate that. Anyways, going back to Opress. Go ahead. Where were we? DLO's not overly impressed, not getting it. I can see why you wouldn't get it.
DLO, you're not getting this?
But I'm impressed. I think it looks good.
I mean, I want to say yes, because I mean it's a good looking figure. Like it's 100%. Like if you're a fan, like I can't see why you wouldn't pick it up. But I don't have the connection to it first and foremost. Like obviously I know the arc. It's one of the it's the best arc in my opinion from the original episodes from Clone Wars. You know, nixing out the last season. It's the best, no doubt about it. So like, yeah, I get why this is a big deal. But again, it's just like one of those things where like, imagine if imagine if I had the No Way Home line from Spider-Man, for example, right? Just use an example. And let's say I plop Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales in the middle of that there. It would stand out in a weird kind of way, right? Like it would be noticeable that it doesn't belong with the rest of the line. And that's kind of how the way my displays are built out, being all live action oriented, that like, since I feel like this one is far more animated looking, which by the way, if you're looking at it from the eyes of just on the animated show standpoint, this is really good. This is really, really good. But if you're looking to blend between live action and animated, it's more animated than it is live action. And I feel like for me, it would almost, unless they make some changes at the end, which they've been known to do before, like this one feels like it might be hard for me to picture and not stand out like that example I gave you before. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
What?
No, I'm kind of the same way. Like this would be cool.
Where's it
like
gonna fit? Yeah, in your face.
I think this would be cool just in like one of these monos with like him and Maul, you know, together. But I'm kind of with DLO, where I just, as cool as he looks, and I understand his story from Clone Wars and all that stuff, and it's a great story, but I just don't have that deep connection that we were just talking about with like some of the Ahsoka figures and whatnot from Rebels. I don't know. To me, this would just be something that I would buy to buy. So. Oh, jeez. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think when he says though it's it's still kind of like not realistic enough.
You're wrong, DLO.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Sure. Okay.
I think the tricky thing, and I brought sure.
Fuck.
I think the tricky part, and I think I brought this up when we were talking about it on like when they teased him or showed like him at the event, was like, we don't have any live action anything to go off of. We strictly have to go off of animation, which I feel like is gonna like inevitably make it look like it's more animated than anything, because we have never seen this character ever in like a human dressed up as him,
Sure.
like in live action. So I think that's like the tricky part. Like it's going to look animated for that reason, but I'm really happy with it. Also, I'm really happy with like the expression that they chose for this too.
Yeah, I like it.
He makes his face a lot in the show, and I'm really glad they went with this versus like some other just like blank stare or something like that, because they definitely could have done that. The arm is a really nice touch. Like they could have not included that at all, like Hot Toys has done with other figures where they kind of skimp out on accessories and stuff. And not only do we get that, but then we get like these interchangeable horns where he has like the battle damage horns, which I think is also just something like really cool that they definitely did not have to do. And I'm actually surprised. Like I'm surprised they're doing a swap for this character, which is already a character that, like, I mean, if you like the Clone Wars, you obviously know about this character because he's just such a big part of it, and just such a like, he is one of the coolest like Sith characters in Star Wars content for me. Like he is just so cool. His arc is really good. His connection with Maul is awesome, but everything that he goes through, there's just so much cool stuff involved with this arc. So like for me, I mean, I love Clone Wars. I talk about it all the time. It's some of my favorite Star Wars content. It like really expands on so many different arcs for so many different characters. The main one that really drew me to Clone Wars was Obi-Wan's arc. Like it makes Obi-Wan's like storyline just like so good all throughout what he goes through in the Clone Wars. But yeah, so obviously I'm really high on the Clone Wars. Also, look at this photo.
I think
like
Opress looks better than Maul.
They captured the scale between him and Maul. Like this is appropriate scale right here. This is like appropriate scale right here. I'm glad they didn't skimp out on that too. So like they made him actually massive. Like what is this? Like this got to be like 13, 14 inches
13.
tall.
Yeah, he's 13.
That's a big ass figure. Like this is gonna look really cool, man.
Is that your professional opinion?
Big ass figure, my professional opinion. Is he like a bootleg Maul?
13.3 to be exact.
13.3. Yeah, that's pretty.
It's a good price too.
That's a decent amount taller than I think the price is fair. Also, like, look at the body. Look at like they're creating a lot of new stuff for stuff for this figure. Good body. They're creating a lot of new stuff for this figure. This is really cool. I mean, like you said, Graham, you put him in a mono, like both of them posed up, like maybe have Maul like kind of like this or crouching down in front of him in some type of pose. Like you could do something really cool with that type of setup. But I've been waiting for this.
And then you can get Palpatine too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said this long ago. I was like, I will get a Clone Wars Maul when they announce Savage Opress and Palpatine. And then Palpatine ended up happening, and then finally, like, we're getting this one. But Graham, you should put up a poll, see who's getting this.
I did.
This one I am actually curious. Oh, you did?
I asked if you're getting Savage Opress. Yes, no, maybe so.
So I forget what I was gonna say. Fuck.
Oh god, there he is.
Other
This is
man.
cool. Also, this dude's hands are freaking massive. It's freaking good. There's one photo. His hand looks gigantic.
Take a strong hand.
Oh,
Look at, he's so into this. He's like, this is so easy.
I'm gonna be the bigger man and walk. Oh wait.
Why don't you lift me up?
Got that stare like in his face, like you probably wonder how I got here.
How about a standing ovation?
Oh, I see. Did I recognize you from Stomp?
Oh shit! You can't say that type of stuff on live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
content anymore.
Cool anymore.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this figure. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I said like, what if they do a Maul? Like, I'll get a Maul when they do Palpatine, and then if they do Savage, then I'll buy like all of them. That was kind of the only way. But this is one that, like, when I first got into collecting, this has been like my top three, like most wanted Star Wars characters that I've actually wanted as a figure. So this goes like way back for me as far as like my want list. The other one we need is now we need a Cal Kestis. Now that's the next one. That's
I think everything's on the table at this point.
Gotta give us a damn Cal Kestis, man. That's and now there's a rumor about him maybe potentially getting into live action or showing up at some point. Dude, if they do Andor season 2 and freaking Cameron Monaghan shows up live action, Cal Kestis and Andor, that would be dope, dude. If they do that, it's definitely gonna happen. But that's a perfect time to introduce him. Do it like in Andor and have him doing some undercover stuff or whatever he's doing at that time. We don't know.
When does season 2 come out for Andor?
I think it's supposed to be next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully early next year, but don't know exact time period. But yeah, look at this picture, man. He looks small. He makes Maul look tiny.
Little guy.
It's pretty crazy.
Dinky little legs.
Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered this from Underground Figures. So I was just waiting for it to go up. I was checking during the day, and then I went up in the afternoon, and I got this one on this big chunky boy on lock. And yeah, can't wait to get this one. First figure that's, I think, going out into 2026. I think it's the first one. He's like October 2025 to March 2026 or something. I don't know. You'd have to look.
I'll look.
I want to say that's it. October to March. I'm curious to see the poll. I can't see it. I look at my phone.
Yeah, 280 is a good price. It's nice to see, again, another figure that's under the 300 mark. And yeah, you're looking at October 2025 to March of 2026. Sneaker might not even be collecting figures by that time.
I could be out, but I'll still buy this
premium format.
I'll still buy this one. Mike, I'm gonna have a statue by then. That's a fact.
This is interesting. Joe P says Savage is finally coming to Black Series. It only took 10 years. So they never did a Savage for Black Series? Interesting.
Wow. Hey, you want to know something cool too? Because everybody's so high on the Penguin right now. Savage is voiced by Clancy Brown, who plays Salvatore Maroni.
No. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes, that's right.
Savage.
That's right.
Wait, which one though? From the series?
Wait, so Salvatore Maroni, the guy that's in the prison,
the crime boss in prison.
Yeah, Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
He voices Savage Opress in the Clone Wars. He's a big voice actor. Yeah.
You know what? Like, I never put two and two together until you really said it. Like, yes, of course, that's his voice.
He's got a very unique voice.
He does. He really does.
But because everybody's so high on the Penguin, I wanted to mention that fact because it's actually pretty cool. But
Penguin is an amazing show.
Dude, it's so
far.
good,
if you guys haven't watched it, do yourself a favor and check it out.
Show of the year. Show of the year, 100%.
Yeah, it's really unexpectedly good.
It's very easily.
Every episode, I'm like on the edge of my seat, just like waiting for something to happen, and it does. So it's crazy. I mean, the Mars Toys figures are gone pretty much. I mean, kits sold out. So I mean, there's got to be a lot of love for it.
I think Hot Toys is gonna do one, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're gonna capitalize on this show now, 100%. Like they got to.
And it'll be the Batman line. It won't be from the show, right? It's just like, hey, yeah, we played this the whole time. Sure you did, Hot Toys. Sure you did.
Yeah, we've been playing this the whole time.
What's up, Big Dog Pound? Got some people coming in. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, Penguin's been great. So look forward to that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, interchangeable battle damage horns. What are these going to be?
That.
Is this going to be like magnetic?
I don't know.
Because it's not two head sculpts,
or just a like a hole, like a peg hole. Yeah, which would be fine too.
Yeah. Just careful. That looks so good though. Like
this
right there,
sick, man.
I mean, like that's what I think. Like I don't think they could have done a better job. Really, like
no, I don't fault
animated to live action.
Like Steve said, there's nothing to reference it on. I mean, at least with the Bad Batch, you can just kind of play with Tamir Morrison's likeness a little bit and twist it around and come with your own. This is tougher. This is like not easy. So like I'm not like shitting on this at all. It's just like it's a great looking figure, but it just skews too much animation for me to be like, oh man, I can definitely 100% say I'm getting this here. Just because
I'm kind of with you, DLO. And I do think if there was like a live action series that he popped in I'd maybe have a different thought on that. Like I think I'd maybe, and I don't know why that is, but I don't know. I just need to. I don't watch the Clone Wars a lot. I've seen the episodes, but it's not something I go back to. So like, if he made that appearance in a couple episodes of something, you know, wherever the time frame was, I think that would definitely change it for me personally.
Yeah,
I'd be like, because this figure does look badass, and I'd like to find a reason to get it.
For sure, same.
But it's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, it's tough when you're. I hate to say it, but when you're grown up and you buy something like that and it looks more like a toy, and you kind of realize you collect toys more than you want to admit to yourself you collect toys. That's kind of what it is for me. Like, no. When people come out, no, you got it wrong. Live action representation. It's all about the movies. It's all about the movies. It's like,
I wonder if. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the smart play would be they take this character and do like when they start getting into more flashback stuff, they show him. Because the other thing that they really, if Disney was smart, which they're not when it comes to Star Wars lately, if they were smart, they would take Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, and do a flashback of them fighting this guy in Kenobi season 2 when they inevitably, hopefully, do that show. But can you imagine like them doing some shit like that and like throw back to them fighting him or fighting Maul? Like, come on. This is like, that would be so cool.
They would.
Did Kenobi get a green light for season 2? Or are we still waiting?
No, there's been discussion though. There's been discussion. Like, I don't see it would be the biggest travesty if Disney does not take advantage of, like, you have to capture Hayden and Ewan McGregor right now. You cannot let this opportunity slip away because it's not going to happen again if you don't. Obviously. So, gotta take advantage.
Hope they would learn their lessons from Carrie Fisher and you know, obviously Mark Hamill, all that stuff from the new trilogy, and what a blown opportunity was. You didn't get all three of them together once during that trilogy. I mean, what a complete fail. So like, I could totally agree with Sneaker. Like, I feel like you have a second chance at this here. The show was a nice appetizer, but like I've been saying, right, make a movie. I don't even want another season of Kenobi.
Seriously,
make a movie.
It would be awesome.
Or like, a movie, like a origins, maybe not origins, but like, how did Maul come to not die in Phantom Menace? Like, almost like the fall, and then the rise of Maul, but then, you know, Opress in there as well.
You're describing the Clone Wars.
I know, but like a live action movie though. People want to see a live action.
Yeah, he fell down into the hole, and some spiders helped him get some legs.
Right, and he was trashed. But no, I mean, like do a movie.
That would be awesome, dude.
That would be so good. Obviously,
well, I mean, like, what would be awesome? Like I mean, I'll go with your suggestion in a second, because I kind of somewhat agree with you here. Like, I think what I'd like to see is I would like them to go live action with the Clone Wars itself. Like, I feel like there's so much like really good stuff hidden behind that a lot of Star Wars fans don't know because they didn't follow after the prequel movies. I mean, there's a segment of fans who grew up watching the animated show, just like I watched Batman during the 90s, and I became a hardcore Batman fan over the years, right? Because I grew up watching that on Saturday morning cartoons. But like, you know, for older Star Wars fans, they just know movies. And I think if you take what the best parts of the Clone Wars and you put that into making an own trilogy for that, dude, you can bring back Hayden, you can bring back Natalie Portman, you can bring back a lot of these characters back and do a live action of this segment of it there, and I think it would do really well in comparison to the other stuff. Like, these are good stories, they're just in a format that doesn't appeal to everybody, you know. So
that's the big thing. Like, there's just so many people that automatically won't watch Clone Wars because it is animated. So
yeah, I think I was in high school when Clone Wars came out. So like, imagine me, like, am I gonna watch like another respect, but like really bad CGI, like Saturday morning budget cartoon graphics, right? Or am I going to ask, you know, Stacy out on a date for Saturday night and see if I get the first base? Like, let's be real. I was not the target audience back then. Like, it just wasn't in the cards for me. And by the way, second base. But, but I mean, no, jokes aside though, like, I mean, hey, like, I learned about this many years later when, you know, obviously I'm grown up. family man, all that stuff. I'm not going out on the weekends looking for Stacy's, right? So like I got into it. But like if they put this into movie format, which most people will go and see, if it says Star Wars in it, I think this will really be a hit. And people are like, oh wow, I've been missing this whole time. And maybe people go back to the show and watch it.
Yeah.
I just feel like if Disney doesn't have a plan, like a true plan outside of the Mandalorian movie, revisit the Clone Wars, revisit.
It's all
Rebels,
there for you.
Turn
It's
those into
been
movies,
done.
and like those would be smash hits.
Yeah, just make it. Yeah, just transition it into live action.
Mhm.
That'd be a really smart play.
Yeah,
Dude, you
Or
could have a
like-
10-season
Yeah,
series
you
otherwise.
could take everything good about Clone Wars without the filler, and turn that shit into a live action series, and just adapt it, and it would be perfect to do that. Be very, very cool.
And
then you
all
could
the
use Tamara Morrison.
possibilities, and none will
Tamara
probably be
Morrison
done.
could just Tamara Morrison could just play like 1,000 people. Be awesome.
He's like 80 years old.
He'd probably do it too. That'd be awesome. The other thing we need is a like. I know a lot of people have been saying this, and we probably talked about this at some point, but like we need like a true Rogue Squadron, like Top Gun-esque, like space battle Star Wars movie. Like that would be so cool if there was actually like a high stakes mission in space Star Wars with pilots and stuff. I feel like that would be something that'd be so cool too. But who knows?
All right. Yeah, really good discussion just on so much more that they could do live action. Will they? Who knows? But here we can see everything that comes with the figure: separate rolling eyeballs, interchangeable horns, interchangeable left arm. So different looks that you can do here. Does come with the plain base. I don't really care. I don't mind that. I'm kind of a sucker for those traditional Death Star floor type bases, but looks good. Good price. Seems like the value's there. It's a bigger figure overall. So, I mean, yeah, price seems good to me. But yeah, that's Savage Opress. Finally got them. It kind of does make me, though, want to go back and revisit some of those Clone Wars episodes. So, yeah, who knows? We'll see. But another good figure that was announced by Hot Toys. Let's see what else. Oh, yes. Moving on. Well, let me close this poll quick before we talk about this. And it's not popping up. I love it when it does that. Did it pop up for you boys in the chat?
The photo?
No, the poll. I ended it, but it didn't pop up.
Oh
for me,
yeah,
the
I
result.
see it.
Yeah, I see
I
it.
see it.
Anybody want to read that off?
Yeah, deal.
Yeah, sure. 54% said yes, they will be picking up Savage Opress. 42% said no, and 2% said maybe. 42 votes.
2%. All right. Sounds good. All right.
Nice.
I said horns, D'Lo, not porns.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
All right, let's move on to Peter Parker Advanced Suit 2.0 red and black suit style. We really need Brick for this one as he is our resident Spider-Man fan, but nonetheless, we're going to try to get through this. I'm not going to... Is this
Whack?
I
Yes,
thought
it
this
is.
was the release from the original that they did that looks a lot like this when I first saw this. Am I
Wait.
didn't they
That's
somewhat make
hilarious.
didn't they somewhat make like this Spider-Man
Yes.
already?
This figure has been out, but it's this normal look that's blue, red and blue.
Oh god.
That is
I can't
hilarious.
keep
You
up,
thought
dude.
this was the release of the actual.
Well, at
announced
first
figure.
I did, yeah, and then I actually looked at it, but
Oh,
like
that's This is classic. That just shows you what this figure is right there. It
it's
shows exactly what this figure is, man.
Nailed it. Moving on.
it's just
There we
totally
go. We
yeah.
say no more.
I can't keep
Pass.
up with the Spider-Man stuff, so I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Obviously, I got Steve's thoughts here, but
Yeah, not surprising in the slightest. This is what happens when the Spider-Man video game comes out. They just make multiples of the figure until you're sick of it. It's just kind of the name of the game, sort of
I mean,
speak here. So
honestly, D-Dots, like Spider-Man and Iron Man, it's kind of all the same at this point. Like it's really hard. And again, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan at all, so take it with a grain of salt. But they all just start to look the same, you know,
Yeah.
from my perspective. So and people say that about Vader's and Batman's too. So I totally get that, but not to knock this or anything like that. I just could have swore like I've seen all of these aspects already in a different figure, and I was like,
it's
is
the
this a
same
release or an
exact
announcement?
figure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
It's
the
the same exact figure,
same
except
photo.
those black areas you see on his suit are now black instead of instead of
blue.
blue how they were.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're getting.
Yeah.
What's worse too, it's like it's not even like the best of skins. Like if you play the game, like it's like a tier that you unlock, and there's like a segment of the same suit, just in multiple color variations. So it's just pick the random one. So we'll repaint it this one because it's from the game, and that's it. So it's just like, what's interesting. Like okay, does anybody know if this is limited, like the original one?
2500.
2,500 limit. So
2,500 limited. Okay, so
This will sell out in half a day.
so
well, they made the
okay.
same thing limited.
Look, now, I think it's safe to say at this point, when it comes to limited, it doesn't mean it's a banger of a figure, right? So don't
Right.
go out of your way to pick this one up if you're not on the fence on it here, because if you think you're gonna get this and flip it or something, like, please don't try that. Like this is not something to do this with here. But I mean, oh, gosh, man, this is a.
Please do not try this.
What are we doing, guys? What are we doing at this point? I feel like
Friday the 25th.
Hot Toys is legitimately crowdfunding at this stage, guys. This, say what you will. For every limited one, maybe 2 or 3 of them, they're cash grabs to fund the next project here. Just like, it's exhausting. It's a great looking figure in its the first time it was released here. It's great now, but I mean, yeah, unless you're buying this entire line, I don't see anybody really putting this up on the list. It'll probably sell out because it's limited, just because of that. But obviously, if it wasn't, this would be honestly
This would
kind
sit
of
for
a shelf
years.
warmer. It would be a shelf warmer,
Sit
truth be
for
told.
years.
I mean, yeah, there's still some sideshow figures that are sitting for since I've started collecting.
Insane. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
If this was not limited, I think this would sit for quite a while. Was
This one's
the
probably
first
gonna sit
rendition
for a little
limited?
bit, I think. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I think it was 25.
Same?
It was like, was it
Same thing.
3,000? 2,500?
No, I thought it was
3,000 or something?
2,500.
Okay. I mean, I think this might sit for a couple hours. 3-4 hours.
Might make it
think
to the
there's a-
evening time.
I think there's a point of like wanting to collect all of like a VGM line of Spider-Man 2 figures, but then there's a point of like this isn't the game where you go in and you pick the suit and then you just pick the alternate color for the exact same suit. Like that's taking it to like a little bit too far. That's what this is. Like, oh, you unlocked a new colorway for the figure that you just bought. Let's switch over to that one. Like that is just too small, like too incremental of a change when it's the exact same suit and you're just changing the color. Like that is just, for me, that's where like it just doesn't feel like, it doesn't sit right with me.
It kind of
having
feels like an experiment, though,
that
doesn't
happen.
it? Like,
Yeah,
like
it
I
could
don't
be.
even think
Yeah, it
Hot
could
Toys is
very well be.
100% confident. So, I mean, why would they make this one limited as well, too? Are they saying it says, well, we had to make this one limited because we made the first one limited? Or is it like, let's see if we can get away with this one? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, this is nothing new to Hot Toys. They've always, like, done stuff like this. Heck, they've done it with the same line with the first video game. Like, they made the same suit, I think, 2 other times. I think the negative suit and the original, right? So it's you know, within what they normally do anyways. But I think they learned when they did it the first time that like a lot of these sat outside of like the Scarlet Spider and a few others that actually sold really well. Most of them sat for a long time. Maybe they're saying like, we want to get into this line, but we don't want to over make these figures here because we know not everybody's going to get every single one. But if we make it limited, maybe we can get 2,500 people to buy this crap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And which is fair because they're right. Somebody will pay for this. So we'll see what's up.
Does Brick
Purple
have the
Batgirl is still up for pre-order at 2,000.
Is it really?
Yeah,
No
that's
way.
crazy, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Does Brick
Yeah,
have
still
this
sitting.
first one? Did he get
I'm gonna
this
look
one?
right now.
Yeah, he has it. He has him and Miles.
Yeah, this is a great. So another thing, this is a great figure. This is the best. Like in my opinion, this is like from what I've had of Spider-Man figures. Like this was my favorite one that I had, but I'm getting out of VGM. Yeah, Batgirl's still up for pre-order.
Wow.
Get out of here! I had no idea.
Limited 2,000. Still up.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I do think there's something to be said too, though, for like we've talked about in the past. Like this is a good figure just to make limited. You know what I mean? Like just make it limited. The people who want it, I feel like the people who want it, I think, is not going to be as many people, but at the same time, it's cool to have like a almost like you're doing like a limited colorway. So you make that like a limited version, like a variant of the figure. From that aspect with it or of it, I'm fine, but it's just not going to appeal to the majority of people. That's where it's
Not at all
tricky. Hot Toys though, like, I mean, it is a smart business move because of Spider-Man. Oh, we already have everything we need. We're just making the suit black in those areas and we're re-releasing the same exact figure. Very easy to do. They're going to make a bunch of money selling 2,000 or 2,500 of these things. And that's that. But,
and it's Spider-Man, so this will sell.
Yeah, Spider-Man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I don't think it's more than this will be gone in the same day. But Batgirl is crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Didn't even care. So
no one brought it up though either. So we're just saying, like, you think you'd hear about it in groups or something. No one cared enough. 2,000. They couldn't find 2,000 people worldwide.
Yeah,
that's insane. Oh.
Grammy,
I mean, honestly, this looks pretty cool if you're just looking at it for what it is. I don't play the video games, but
great.
It's a solid looking.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Spider-Man for what
really
the third time
looks great until you get it damaged. And then it doesn't look so great. I've soured on the Spider-Man figures a little bit just because I had so many bad experiences, and then I just sold all my VGM stuff.
I like this a lot. If I had this figure, this is
it looks very cool. I mean, this is about all you can do without damaging the suit. That's what's that. I'm just saying, realistically, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it, but this is the pose. If you're looking at not damaging the suit at all, like, you're basically going to have it in a very simple museum pose, which for me, it's so hard because I really want to pose these figures, but I'm not going to go in and change the pose weekly or every couple weeks or whatever you have to do to avoid it getting damaged. Like, you are going to damage the suit to some extent, whether it's a lot or a little. You're going to.
This is that thicker
creasing
material, right?
Yeah, and it still is going to crease. It still creases. It still gets bunched up in some areas. Like, it's not going to fully. It heals better than the other ones, but it's not going to fully heal. And I can't, like, for me, I can't pose this, have it like that for a month, and then like put them in a museum pose and then look at it and be like, that's permanently damaged now that I just did that. I can't bring myself to do it. I love the figure.
I can't pose my Iron Spider because of that.
Yeah,
I won't do it.
I love this figure, the Advanced Suit 2.0, the original one. I love it, but I can't bring myself to do that knowing that it's just going to damage it. I just like, and it pains me to say it because I want to keep the figure, but I'm not going to just have like that displayed next to this giant ass Venom and have them just all museum posed. You know what I mean? It's just, that's not going to work.
You realize if Brick was on the show tonight, he would have a vein popping out of his skull. Listen, you say it's crazy nonsense you're spewing right now.
But he would agree with me in saying that he's strategic in posing his Spider-Man figures so that they don't get damaged. He puts them in kind of a dynamic pose that doesn't stress the suit enough to where like he's borderline tinkering on the edge.
So what
What'd you say? Yeah, he already told me that. He already told me that in the chat.
He's the best. You know it.
Yeah, I thought he already told me that in the chat. You don't deserve the Spidey.
Shout out.
And you know what? I probably don't deserve this figure because I can't. I'm not gonna pose it. I can't do it, and I'd rather have the money for something else, man. You gotta. It's not gonna fit. That's another thing. It's not gonna fit. But man, it makes me sad because like it'd be great if these were just fabric. Dude, imagine like how many Spider-Man figures you'd want if they had like. Just think about if they were like, okay, there's no risk of damaging the suit. You can pose them however you want. Like Spider-Man figures would be amazing. All of them.
Yeah.
I have them in all dynamic poses.
I'd have a shit ton of Spider-Man figures like all posed up, but like I just can't do it.
That's why honestly the only ones I even really like are the Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse and then the homemade suit because you don't have to really worry about damaging either one of those. But other than that, there's no other Spider-Man figures for however many they make. There's no other ones that don't stretch, crease, damage. I know Riley did the stress test video and I've seen it, but it's still not going to be, it'll heal a little bit, but I posed my, what was the one from, what's the battling one from? What movie is that from? No Way Home? No,
it's from, it is from that line, but I mean.
Far From Home?
No Way Home. It came
it is No Way Home.
It's a No Way Home battle.
I had the clean version of that one anyways. And I left him in a pose for months. And then put them back, and it healed a little bit, but it was still stretched out. Like you could see excess.
Yeah.
In the knees and in the elbows, and it was just it
Oh,
bothered
that
me. So.
bothered me way too much. Because the suit's not like that. Like, why not make the suit of what it they like? I don't know why they can't just get the material, figure out what material that is. Yeah, why aren't they just taking a nylon and using a really like high tech like screen printing on there, or like a implemented print into the material and then putting that onto a body? I don't understand it. Like Hano is giving us a fabric suit. That's going to be an interesting one. It doesn't look the best, I will say. Like the screen printed logo doesn't look the best, but like there's got to be something they can do other than
Miles
like,
Morales is like a nylon.
Yeah, see, why can't they do that?
I don't know. They don't care enough, maybe.
I mean, they'll crack the code eventually. I mean, the thing is, like, you gotta understand. I'm sure
they'll resell all of them.
Yeah, they will. Thank you, Brandon. That's you read my mind here. Like, once they crack the code, like they'll redo them all for sure.
It's just like Vader. Vader's all gonna get redone.
Yeah, I mean that nylon situation over
that's gonna fucking sting. Oh my god.
That's gonna eventually happen inevitably at some point. Like, so I think right now it's more about being more cost effective. Like it's probably cheaper for them to obviously do it. So they're gonna keep doing it until they can't get away with it no more. You know, this is kind of how it is.
Yeah, that's how it is. Well, let's end this poll here. Let's see if it pops up for me. It did. 23 votes. You're going to grab this Spider-Man. 78%. No, not getting it. 17%. Haven't I seen this figure before? And 4%. Yes, need it. So that tells you all you need to know. Moving on. So some of you out there might be like rolling your eyes. We go from always talking about Star Wars each and every week to another Spider-Man to another Iron Man. But this thing looks pretty cool. This is the Mark II. And this was released 2 days ago. So this looks cool. I think this is definitely for somebody that I don't know about that. This is definitely for somebody that is into the Iron Man collecting. But for me, it's definitely it's not something I'm gonna get. Sneaker, are you still on that wagon of collecting all these different Iron Man figures, or have you cooled on that?
I'm not gonna lie, I considered not going through with it until I got the Mark 6 with the gantry, and then I was like, okay, this is like a centerpiece for a really cool Iron Man display. So I am doing just Mark 1 through 7, and that's it. That's gonna be my Iron Man. That's all I really feel like I need, and that is way more than like I feel like you really need anyways. But I will be good with 1 through 7. I am going to keep my D100. That's the one I'm going to love that figure. Love that figure. But I'm going to do 1 through 7. And then I feel like I will be with whatever comes out after that. I will be happy with having the 1 through 7. And I won't really need any other variants or any other like variations of the suit. I feel like those are like the most iconic ones for me. I know there's some other cool ones, and like I had the 85, but yeah, just a case with like the gantry, with this one, like with the really cool base that it has, and then having like the Mark III on that base. There's just 1 through 7 has visually has a lot of variety. Hopefully they redo the 4. That's kind of like the last one that we're like waiting on them, like doing another variation of to make it more accurate, like another 2.0 diecast 4. But yeah, 1 through 7 is going to be it for me. This thing looks really, really good.
These photos are great too because of the blue light.
Yes,
it really helps.
Yeah, really.
And some of the
in-hand
photos, the in-hand photos of this it really pops even more than like some of these in-hand reviews.
Cool right there.
This is badass. Like this is something I could like.
It looks like a trophy, dude.
It looks so sick. This base is really like a really standout part of this, and like it's crazy to say that for a figure that's this expensive. You're like, the base is amazing, but it's just such a cool part of the figure. Like I said, now like since revamping, I'm trying to have like a vision for things and try to look ahead too as to how I want to plan stuff out, like in the cases. So yeah, I pre-ordered this, definitely getting this. Yeah, I pre-ordered this back when when it was announced. This is the one that actually kind of drove me into going for 1 through 7 when this one was announced. Because I thought it looked so good. So head sculpt, don't really care either way because it's never going on the figure. I just do helmeted for Iron Man's. But yeah, it's gonna look, don't know for sure exactly how I'm gonna display it 100% yet, but it's gonna look really good. Need to pick up a Mark 1 at some point. That's the one and it's my least favorite. It's my least favorite. But you if you're doing 1 through 7, you kind of have to that variation is kind of important to have in the case. So I don't know when I'm gonna get that one.
There might be a spooktacular deal on that thing.
90% off is what I need. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm joking. But seriously, yeah, it looks awesome. Even this looks cool. I mean, there's so much cool stuff you can do with this because it's got so many parts. Whatever, I forget how many parts there are, but yeah, this is gonna look really cool. Does the base light up? I forget. It's a plug-in base.
I think so.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, this is gonna look really cool. This is gonna look really cool, in the case with the gantry lit up, and that thing lights up a lot. The gantry. So yeah, I envision getting all of these together in one case is gonna look really cool, and then I will never hopefully have to return to Iron Man in the future.
You will.
Besides Battle Damage Mark 85, quick plug for that one. That one I might end up getting at some point for the endgame case, because that's you kind of need that one if you're doing a Infinity War endgame. But down the road, way down the road.
DLO, where are you at with Iron Man figures? How many you got? 2?
I am down to 2. So I've got my Mark 7, which is my favorite Iron Man suit of all time, and I have the clean version of the 85. But I mean, I've had so many Iron Man. I've had almost all of them at some point, because it's so easy to collect an Iron Man, because Iron Man figures don't disappoint ever.
Right.
They're just not. They make them in crazy amounts, but they're never disappointing figures. You know what I mean? They're always fantastically made. Probably easily their best work there at Hot Toys. But yeah, when the Mark III dropped, it never dawned on me that we can get a Mark II at any time. So when it was announced, I kind of hit my head, just man, why didn't I see this one coming? Because it's a clear, obvious decision there. So yeah, like Steve said, I mean, only missing the Mark IV at this point, it is extremely, extremely tempting to go in this year, because with Iron Man's the Mac Daddy of Marvel, of MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's everything, quite frankly. So
Godfather.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to make an excuse to get an Iron Man figure if you're into Marvel. And the idea of having the original 7, maybe even a reissue of the Hall of Armor, it's very hard to pass up on the opportunity. Kind of like a lot of collectors now getting into the whole 2.0 game. This would be my 2.0 to get into something for myself, something that was out of my grasp at the time when I first started, because these figures were grails. Iron Man 1 through 7 were grails for so many years. You're talking big money to get some Iron Man back in those days if you missed out. But now it's a lot easier to find them. So I mean, the idea of now having the space to justify having them really has me interested in going back to pick these up here, especially how great the Mark 6 gantry came out. That's really, what a piece that came out there. That's something special. So seeing that, seeing sneakers actually, and seeing a couple of these other ones here, man, I'll be honest with you, I feel like at some point, I don't know when, but I feel like I will have all 7 in my collection at some point. It just feels too iconic. It's just you're talking about a whole history of Marvel encapsulated in 7 figures. If you don't get anything else, Marvel, you know what I mean? That's very hard to pass up. I mean, I think I will at some point there. I just don't know when there's time, when there's nothing else that I'm chasing. But I think at some point I'll have all 7 in my collection.
What's the tough part? Kind of when I'm not chasing other stuff, when is that gonna be? Because I would like to even get the normal Mark 7 back and then like put the D100 in like the mono and just kind of have it on its own even. But it's like for die-cast figures, spending that kind of money when all this other shit's coming out. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to as well, at least get a couple more, but I don't know. There's so much other new stuff coming out too, and then 2.0s and stuff. So I'm in the same boat where I wouldn't do the whole like 1 through 7, but I would definitely like to get a couple more. Like I always liked the 3, I always liked the 7 again, and then a couple other ones. But it's weird, DLO. You and I are like so alike, and yet so different. You have the Mark 7, and I have the Mark 7, but yours is the normal, and mine's the D100. We both have the 85.
A beard.
And we both have the 85. You have the clean, but I have the battle damage. So very similar.
You don't.
Yeah.
We're so.
You have hair on the top of your head, and I don't.
Graham, what's your favorite suit?
Yang, baby.
What's that?
What's your favorite suit?
I really like
you're the yin to the yang.
Yeah, I'm the yin to the yang. I like 3, but I think 7's my favorite
Shake
as well.
and bake.
All three of us like the Mark 7. Yay!
Oh man, but yeah, I'm trying to think what was my least favorite. I really didn't like the one from
Mark 1. Mark 1.
Mark 1.
Mark 1.
Yeah,
like Mark 1.
Thing, but
it's not that I don't like it. It's just my least favorite.
I didn't like the Silver Centurion.
What?
And
Dude,
also
amazing, just too short.
Was the heavy gold one? Was that from?
Oh, the Midas.
Yeah, the Midas.
Was
Talking
that
about the
the
Mark
Hulkbuster? Was with the Hulkbuster? What movie was that one from? It was from an Avengers movie. Was it
Ultron?
Yeah, that's the one. I'm not a big fan of that one either.
I don't like the ones that have too much gold.
I agree.
I love
I
gold.
like when they're more red dominant.
I think that's why you and I really like the D100 too, because there's no gold. It just
It's
awesome. yes. Put it in the
It's a
speed
power
box.
struggle.
the smell
yes,
of it,
yes,
the look
yes,
of it, the
yes,
taste
yes.
of it, the texture.
I love gold. Oh, we got a $5 super chat from X-Man Supreme. What do you guys think of Apex Time cases? I want one, but also I don't know if I see the value when I can pay just a little more for a mono. That are these the new cases that are floating around the web that are like yay high?
Yeah, but the good
Pre-lit.
lights in them. They look really good lit.
How much are they?
2 something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd much rather have a mono.
Well, the thing is, like, they're overpriced over in the States. Like, they're so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Over there.
And you can stack them, right?
Yeah.
You can.
That's
They look
expensive.
really
People
good.
are saying Maju case is expensive. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're at,
no,
you're at
bills.
$1,000 for 4 of them, basically.
Insane.
so.
I
When
think
you
it
say
depends.
I don't see the value when I can pay a little more for a mono. You're paying a little. Maybe
means
you
one-
might be
one
paying around the
versus a
same,
mono.
but you're getting a whole case too. So
Yeah, and Apex is about the
Yeah.
price of getting a mono.
right.
Yeah, and really, it's an apples to orange
See,
comparison.
that's
over there.
crazy when you hear people say that the mono is expensive. This puts it into perspective of what you're getting right here.
Also,
Yeah.
did you see the
'Cause those
Bloledins are
Apex
now
not cheap.
$100?
I thought they always were.
They were like 80.
Oh,
80
of course.
for a while.
Wow.
It'll be 150 by next year.
So
Yep.
I mean,
They'll do exactly what they did with the DTOF. They did their entry rate, and now they're just going to keep climbing.
They'll
Yeah.
discontinue
Sad.
them. They'll make them even smaller. They'll call it the small leading.
X-Man, do yourself a favor. Get the mono or get the Maju case. Use my link and future-proof your display. Because I can speak for all 3 of us, and Brick's not here, so 4 of us. When I say like the cases are where it's really at, like you can change them up, you can be versatile, you can put different things in there. You don't have to worry about, your diorama bases or your dewbacks or your vehicles. Like there's just so much you can do. So I say DF just to really future-proof yourself. But I understand too getting a lot of those, and if you don't have the space, that can be expensive. But like the mono is a really good alternative as well, because the shelves adjust, so you can still fit things where they need to go, and do 3 shelves or 4 shelves, and They're very well lit. They look great, and they're not made out of glass and that small like the small frame like a DTOF is. So that's all I'll say about that. Thank you for the $5 super chat, though. Appreciate that, my friend. I bought Midas just to pair with this. Used to have the Mark II die cast shorter version, but they look good together. Joey says I need this to ship already. Oh, I have 2 models that I just paid shipping for. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and the nice thing with monos is, like, with the cases, you almost have to get like a set of at least 6 DFs, 8 DFs, something, so you can have like a wall, at least a minimum of 3, and that gets pricey. Whereas the monos, and you can do this with the DFs too, but with the monos you can really piece it out little by little because you're going to get them a lot quicker than you would with the actual cases too. So I totally understand going with the monos as well. Yeah, baby. Too sweet. Module case gang. I ordered a whole unit last year, future proof, but kept getting pushed back, and future came and I didn't have a case. No, don't cancel. No.
So close to greatness.
Patience, my friend. Patience. Apex cases are 140 and 150 on Sideshow. Hammer of God is like the numbers guy.
Yeah, I just saw this.
This guy just has, but that's still a lot.
I mean, that's nice though that Sideshow's getting them. Like, if you want them, that's a lot better than like 250. I didn't realize Sideshow's getting them. I just added to my cart. My grand total is 180 shipped. That's still a lot. I mean, it's still a lot, but that's still. I didn't.
You're looking at what, 240 for a mono shipped?
Yeah, and Apex were like, they were in that range when you couldn't get them from Sideshow. But so that's good to know. Thank you, Hammer of God.
All right, and we have Jose in the house. What's up, fellas? What's going on, Jose? Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so anyways, final thoughts on the Iron Man. What do you guys think of the head sculpt? You don't really care because it's not really something we're going to use. It looks good, but something looks off. I don't know if it's the hair.
Hair looks great, dude.
No, I think it's not the
This
mouth.
is like the strongest Tony.
It's either the eyes or the hair.
No, you're bugging, bro. This is comparing to like Mark 6. Good gosh, this is such a huge upgrade from that.
Is this a retooled Mark III?
No, I mean, I thought so at first too, but it is different. Some people are saying that this is actually a shrunk down version of the quarter scale Mark IV that's being released. So, and I think I looked at some photos. It definitely has more in common with that than it does the Mark III. So I don't think so.
Newly developed head sculpt then.
Hot touch, next again. No, he got younger though, for sure.
He does. We got Low-Key Collector in the house. What's going on, Calvin? What's up, fellas? I have 1 Wolfpack brother down with 3 to go. EvilSneaker is a real one. Look forward to meeting the rest of y'all soon. Man, I appreciate that, and I'm sure Sneaker does too. And yeah, I mean, super jealous that he got to meet you and Joey and all of the other collectors that were there too. So definitely something that's on our bucket list to meet all of these cool people in the hobby and get to, you know, New York Comic Con, San Diego, whatever the case may be. One of these years I definitely need to get there so that I can meet all of you very cool
next year,
people.
Baby. Next year's our year.
Next year, 2025.
Rice and beans.
Yes.
But we can't come.
You can come. Steve can't.
I'm uninvited.
Grandma Dila, what's up?
To question my grandma's rice and beans. How dare you?
No, it wasn't questioning hers. I'm just saying, like, what do you do to them?
I don't do nothing. I just eat it, bro.
You can't give away the secret.
Yeah, it's grandma's recipe.
I just mean, like, what makes really good rice and beans?
Bro, I already told you, seasoning.
Right, I know. But is it like a special season? Like, is it different than like typically what you would eat, like just rice and beans wherever you would eat them?
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the microwavable one.
Like it's a special recipe.
Yes, al dente.
What about chocolate chip pancakes? Can she make that for me? I'm not really a rice and beans kind of guy.
You know what? Grandma makes some bomb pancakes. She does. She actually does.
You don't like rice and beans?
What?
No, Graham said he doesn't really like rice and beans.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah,
rice is
grandma's.
okay, but I'm not a big.
You don't
bean
like
guy.
having like you don't get like
don't like
Mexican
baked
food
beans.
or anything and get like rice and beans mixed together and like refried beans and rice or like anything
Have
like
you ever
that.
had Spanish food though? You ever had like anything besides like a Taco Bell or Chipotle?
Of course.
Yeah, I've had Qdoba all the time.
Whoa. Excuse
No,
me.
Qdoba.
I'm a very
as good.
I was not
plain
prepared
guy.
for you to play the Cadobo card on me tonight.
Chipotle.
Apologies.
Chipotle is way better than Qdoba.
I'm a very
Oh.
plain guy. So like, if I'm gonna eat Mexican, it's gonna be like tacos or a burrito that I'm gonna make myself. So that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
You're
like
not-
Qdoba.
No.
'Cause I just go in there.
Wait, what do you
You're
put
still
on
not
your
ready for your
burrito?
food.
What do you put on your burrito if you don't like beans
well,
and rice?
thank you for asking. So when when I go into Qdoba, I get the burrito.
Cheese and chicken.
I get the rice, I get the steak, I get the lettuce, I get the cheese, I get the tomato, I get the sauce, and I get the sour cream. And
You get
voila.
it?
Wow.
You get all those?
Wow. Steve, where did you
Pretty much
eat
just
in-
don't get
in
the
New York?
beans.
Did you get a
What I
New York
what?
pizza while you're there?
Ate some pizza. Yep.
Okay, what'd you
Pizza's
think?
very good. I had a couple different pizzas. Had kind of like a higher end one, very good. And then we
Oh,
had
those
Two
beers.
Bros Pizza, which is like 2 slices and a can of Coke for $4. Just
I
kind of
love
like an
that.
on the
Miss
run.
that.
Dude, it
Miss
was
that.
so good.
Yeah,
for
I know.
for like for $4 to get 2
Mhm.
slices and a can of Coke, like that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we just kind of grabbed that. We were kind of like, this is after we met up with those guys in the morning. We were heading back to the convention and then just grabbed that kind of quick for lunch. So just stopped by, ate a
Nice.
slice, and then took a slice to go, carrying it, walking down the street with a can of Coke. It was lovely.
Can't beat it, bro. Next
Yep,
time you
so
go,
it's good.
you gotta have a Jamaican beef patty with cocoa bread.
That
That's
sounds good.
That's
Um,
insane at the pizzeria shop.
I also had a bagel in New Jersey that was insane, dude.
Yeah.
It was the best
Dude, it's the
bagel I
water.
think I've ever had.
It's the water, dude.
It's the best
I'm telling
bagel I
you.
ever had. It was so good. The way that it was made,
So
what was on it.
is this what we're
perfection.
planning for next year's meetup? Is Comic Con?
Comic Con and the Hood.
Comic Con.
Yep. I'm dead serious. We're gonna say one day at Comic Con. We're gonna say one day the Hood and then go back to Comic Con the next day.
And you said Thrawn's office was in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because it makes me sound like Thrawn's office, but it, the person, not Thrawn's actual office. So, anyway,
Well, no, his office is in Jersey.
okay,
Okay.
fair enough.
Wait,
Well,
what?
cool.
Get it right.
On that note, yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I think
That's
we
it.
we did okay. We held down the fort without Brick and Geo. So yeah, next week is going to be our Halloween special. So I got to think of topics for that. So if you boys think of anything, hit me up in the private chat. Just to make that a fun show. But outside of that, for my channel, I finally did my tour. So that came out last week. You guys can go check that out. A lot of you have already. It's doing pretty well, but took me about 3 tries to film before I was finally satisfied with it. So I think it turned out pretty decent. And yeah, looking forward to see how that changes in the future. This week, I don't know. Let me know what you guys on the panel think. Somebody was asking about like storage of art boxes and stuff like that. And I know.
Hold on a second.
I'm
Something's
I'm sorry.
dropping?
They just dropped another clone Commando from the Bad Batch.
what?
Clean, baby. All white. Oh,
All
man.
white. All white one. I'm sorry, Graham, to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
Damn, he looks good in all white, though. Not gonna lie.
I gotta buy another clone Commando. Yay!
Oh, that's so funny.
Damn,
I'm
this is sick though.
safe again.
He said save again. I still don't even have Scorch yet.
I still
I just got my other clone Commando.
don't have tech.
Tick.
Tick. We need
Look
her, man.
good.
She should have been the one that came, not Clone Commando.
Man,
You
I thought we
look
were gonna get
good.
another Ahsoka
Like it.
figure drop.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say at first.
Yeah, same. I was like, oh, it can't be. This makes more sense.
much
Let's
for me.
see here. Where's the limited number on it? Oh, there's no limited. Interesting. Interesting.
I do like what they've done with the paint app on the, like, instead of like, this is a really good idea.
Yeah.
So instead of like making it battery operated where it's like totally dark when it's not lit up, which is like 99% of the time, if you paint it like this where it looks like it's actually lit up, that's awesome. So I like that a lot. That's something that I liked what they did on the first one. He's got a detonator. Gotta get their use out of them detonators.
Yeah, this looks so good, dude. And I do love that it still has some weathering on it there, despite it being like a pure white trooper. Like, I like when they do that. Like, that's, yeah, that looks so good. Still
Those small details just really help bring the figure to life. Oh, shiza. I'll go this way then. Okay, so here's everything you're getting. Oh, the backpack opens up. That's pretty cool.
Reuse.
Oh, that's cool.
And LED light up function.
Yeah.
But it's when it's not plugged in, it still looks pretty good, correct? Like, it still looks like that.
Totally.
Light up.
Yeah, it looks really good with the light off.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, go ahead, Graham. I'll just have you go back to it.
I was gonna say it's kind of like Moon Knight. If you guys have seen Moon Knight in person, like if you light it up, it really pops. But even without the lights on, it still looks really good.
Yeah.
Hammer of God says it'll retail around $225 to $230 on Sideshow. That's pretty good. That's like old school price.
Third go around the same
Openable.
trooper painted. I mean, it's the least they can do.
Backpack. Did you go through all the photos already, Graham, that showed like him with Scorch and the other clone?
No, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm going backwards now because I got kicked out.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, look, lots of good detail going on. Spotting, scratching, paint missing. How many of these you guys getting?
One.
DLO?
None. I got
Same.
the original one, and I got Scorch, and I'm thinking to myself, why did I buy these?
Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I fell into the trap. Like,
I
always say I don't do troopers. I've said this a million times ad nauseum. I don't do it. I was like, damn, this is really cool, and it's limited. And I fell in trap, and I bought one. And then Scorch came up. I was like, oh, we'll see if I get it. Maybe I'll get it. If it happens, happens. And I got it, of course. So now I got two figures, and I'm like, shit.
Is there any way we get an Omega? Anyways.
No, dude. No.
No, why are we having this conversation
Like,
again?
why are we?
No.
Like, she's up there with Drax, dude. Like, that's where it's at.
Well,
with that.
Drax at least is coming soon on their site. but
What?
He's coming soon on Sideshow site, so I mean, there's that hope.
Oh,
He's
so
in the
naturally,
graveyard.
it's definitely gonna get released because it's on the coming soon. 'cause
No, I'm
nothing
just
died
saying
there.
he's a higher percentage. But I think Omega needs to happen some way.
I would
if
not
you-
buy. I would not buy Omega. Okay, you have to understand that Omega in live action will look way different than what you know her in the show. Okay, can you imagine a little girl body with Tamara Morrison's face and a blonde wig? That is not a pretty sight.
Okay, they're not gonna
That
do
is
that.
not a pretty sight.
They changed tech. They've done Savage Opress without any material. I get that that's a painted face. I get that, but still, they can do it.
It's got to be season 1 though. Like they have to do season 1. It would make 0 sense to have an older Omega with season 1 Bad Batch. That would bother me.
Yeah, if they ever did it, it would be the season 1 and 2 to 3, I guess there. But I don't know, dudes. I mean, I don't even want to think what that figure would look like. That
It would have already have happened. I feel like I don't see why they would do it now.
I mean, these are
But,
happening now.
but this line is living. This line continues.
Yeah.
This line. I wonder if they're gonna do like the Cody from this line or from the show. Or potentially, like, will they give us a clone Commander Wolf?
That'd be great. I kind of want the other crosshair as well too.
Like just in general, yeah.
Like I kind of want.
Yeah, Imperial
kinda
Crosshair would be
surprised.
awesome.
I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, that they're still giving us any Bad Batch. I mean, I get that there's trooper collectors out there, so there's always a market, but just kind of surprised. I thought they would just literally give you the Bad Batch, be done with it, and move on.
So just got the notification from Sideshow, 235.
All right, there you go.
235 for this bad boy. It's like the other one, but with less color.
This should have been Hu Yang.
I love that. I could see them doing a. I could see them doing a Commander Wolf, man. I think they're gonna do a Wolf and branded Commander Wolf. I think is gonna get branded Bad Batch, man. I think Commander Wolf is coming with after this one. Like they're getting closer. They show these in that season that he's in. Like I could see him doing a Wolf and just branding a Bad Batch. But I don't know.
Now I don't remember seeing him in Bad Batch. It's been a minute. Like, was he in like his Phase 2 armor, or was he had like some kind of specialty armor? Like,
oh, I forget what armor it was. Like he still had like the wolf design and everything, but it was in. I think his armor was different from when it was before Bad Batch happened. Like before all this stuff went down.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not like Clone Wars Phase 2 armor.
You have to
Bad
look.
Batch.
I forget exactly what it looks like.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, Imperial Crosshair. July to December 2025.
Oh, too many.
Yeah, Joey's hitting it on the head here. They're milking the shit out of
It's
this.
the same.
Oh, it is the same. Yeah, I just looked it up too. Oh hell yeah, they're gonna. I'm telling you. Look at that. There's a picture right here on Google with him with this clone commando standing right next to him.
Not a coincidence.
Not a coincidence.
We got a $1.99 super chat from Valkyrie Magnus. You can order the clone commando now. Wow. It's already there for you to order. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat, my friend. This is kind of perfect because he's telling you can order it now, and Steve's just kind of like,
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
for all you
I mean,
that
I
are
know
wondering
it.
the same thing.
I have the strength to buy
To
this
order it.
because I'm
I'm
getting
straight to
this.
buy it.
Jazzy
Oh,
just
look,
wants
I
to
found
know
it.
what
I'm
these
going
xenomorph is.
to get this.
Where's that damn
This is gonna look awesome. Bad Batch. You put all five Bad Batch in the front, and then you just put these guys kind of just like right in the background. It's gonna look awesome, man.
Yeah.
So now that the show's pretty much over, can we just say the last week? I mean, this is
Star
a
Wars.
release. I get it. Just
Star
but
Wars.
this is just me too. I'm not saying this should be everybody, but like for me, I'm just saying this last week, lackluster. Not getting this. Thought this was something else completely at first glance. This is cool, but probably not for me.
Oh boy.
Lackluster.
boy.
Like I'm just not blown away with some of these. They're easy. They're safe and they're easy.
Down, pal.
Some of these
I
are
know
A lot of lax.
the message coming from Graham tomorrow will be, I'm bored. This is, hey, what do you guys think of this figure? That I've been thinking about getting this one. And then like next few hours,
So I lowballed this
it'll be
one
the
guy
penguin.
with
this
my
figure.
offer.
I bought
yeah,
this
I gotta get my fix somehow. So, but
Yeah.
no, it's gonna be that $73 and sideshow money is gonna be burning a hole in my pocket. So
Gee.
It's not even in your pocket.
Yeah, not even there yet, but
well, no, it's there.
Why don't you
It's in
just
my
wait
account.
longer? Why don't you just wait till
I am because
it grows
now
even-
that the
even more?
spectacular's here, we're gonna get all. You gotta play that game, and you get all those free dollars and stuff like that. So
Oh
I
yeah,
hope
can
so.
you still
You're kinda
play
stingy this year.
can you still play the Phony Phantoms this year?
don't they do that every year?
they've done it the last 2 years.
And you get 25 bones and yeah.
Just
Like
gotta
that.
beat that damn game.
That game is easy, man.
Easy money, baby.
Easy money. All right. So, anyways,
Hammer of God, can you play Phony Phantoms for money? They didn't update
no,
the
they
game.
didn't
he
update the
says.
game.
Shit.
Oh well, then maybe I'll be spending the
Come
money.
on, man.
That's sad. Commandos and stormtroopers are just boring. First figures you will see when you need space and clog up BST groups.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. They're always the first ones to go.
Yeah. First ones to go. All right. Good show, chaps. Yeah, so that's the video that I have. But anyways, so I don't know. A couple people were asking about like storage. I don't know. I've touched on it. I don't know if I want to do a whole video on it, but it'd be like, you know, an 8 to 10 minute video on how I store my art boxes and whatnot and how I organize them. You guys think that's a good idea? Because I have nothing else up my sleeve. So
How you organize your art boxes?
and where do I keep them? How do I organize them? Somebody was asking,
really,
like,
you're really out of ideas.
well, somebody asked.
that's a hard pass, bro.
All right. Well, somebody asked.
Damn, Steven.
Yeah, Steve's a little bitch tonight.
New
man.
York
I'm
changed
just
this
kidding.
man.
I just
New
had
York
to get. I
changed
just
this
had to
man.
get.
He's got no filter no more.
Man, he goes to New York and he's better than me.
He went to
I'm
the
just
mean
kidding.
streets of New York,
I'm
came
just
back.
kidding.
with some-
I'm just kidding. I'll watch the video.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Intrusive thoughts out and loud. That's what that was.
This man really just said how he organizes some boxes. Come on, Graham.
Look at that.
If you guys need the code, I can drop it
Dude.
somewhere. Just let me know where.
Couple-
Graham, I'm just kidding. Graham, I'm
Drop it in my
Graham,
IG.
He's
Graham,
so
hold
not
up, bro.
kidding.
I'm totally just
That is
kidding.
a
You
changed
can
man.
I
Oh,
will
no.
watch the
New York.
video.
Look at this. It's that
I will watch the
NYC
video.
attitude.
I will watch
This
the video.
man,
I'm joking.
Next stream will have his hat backwards and have a black and mild in his mouth. Like he's a
You know,
changed man.
I was watching.
Oh,
I was watching.
Bro, black and mild. That's
Steve's
what
vlog.
happened where I grew up.
Watching Steve's vlog, and I noticed Joey seemed very reserved, hesitant, in the background. And I agree. Like, I think something switched in Steve, and Joey was uncomfortable, and just didn't really want to push the envelope with him. And once Steve got to New York, just flipped the switch, made Joey
it
uncomfortable.
starts slowly. It's like
Scared him.
gradual. It's like you can't see it
And
right
then
at first, but then there'll be signs like
And then
like
you turn
Steve,
into DLO.
bro, come. I'll welcome you over here. No, there'll be subtle signs like Steve will start saying things like water. Other
Oh God.
language things that we say in New York.
Water.
There.
Next week he'll have a Mets hat on his
Ooh,
head.
never.
instead of
No.
Star Wars.
We are taking it, baby. We're in the World Series. I'm not sure if you know that.
I
Oh,
didn't
yes.
Graham, you should do the box video for real.
No, I'm not
In all
doing it.
seriousness.
No, not doing it.
Next year's
Don't let me sway your opinion.
I'll figure
Somebody
something
asked,
else
man.
out, or I just
Somebody
won't do a
asked.
video.
headline
Somebody
from
asked
next
you.
year's Comic-Con is that Steve's second trip to New York. Steve stabbed the guy.
I'm just gonna tell the guy that commented that Steve thinks it's a stupid ass
Collector
idea.
stabbed you. Collector
Steve stabbed the guy.
somebody.
Uh, I'm gonna
that's
comment to
funny.
that guy and just say, yeah, Sneaker said it's a really dumbass idea, so probably won't do it.
Damn.
Well, I never said that.
Yeah, just hit me up on
Um,
IG or if the Discord. I've been trying to check. I just don't get notifications, so I always forget
Oh,
about the
God.
Discord.
The Discord is dead. Let it
No,
die.
it's not. I'm bringing it back.
Let
I'm
the
bringing
past
the Discord
die.
back. No.
Discord's
Yeah.
long dead.
Yeah, we need Wolfpack in NYC for sure.
Oh,
Oh, look at all these Yankees fans coming out of the woodwork. Jeez.
there you go. Let's go,
Yeah, they're
baby.
all over. We
Let's
got them in
go.
California. We got them.
Christian, I got some. I saw your
everywhere.
comment. Hold on, I got something for you. Incoming special. Give me hold on. I type slow, so bear with me. All right, check. Got him. Got him. Yankees, baby. Let's go. Let's bring the justice. Let's go.
15-year drought. Oh, that's a shame. When have the Brewers won it? Oh, let me see. Never. Cool.
Yeah, seriously.
Talk about a drought. They haven't even been in the series
Keep
since like
blowing in the
82.
playoffs.
That's lucky though, Tristan. Shout out though. Dodgers a dope ass team, but you're going down, pal. I'm so excited for this World Series.
All right. Well, D'Lo, what else you got going on, my friend?
It's that time, folks. Dropping the content. Content splurging out. Gushing, even,
Give me
some would say.
ideas.
Next week, next Wednesday. I won't say what the video is about.
Wednesday.
Dropping it. Yeah, next Wednesday. Right before the show. I'll probably drop it in the morning.
Drop all your
First
time.
video of many to come. So better wear your round pants. That's all I'm saying.
right before
Say
Halloween,
round
huh?
or brown?
No, brown.
Oh, okay.
Like the color brown.
So corduroy.
Not my first choice, but yeah.
All right. Sounds
It's gonna be good. No, I'm excited. I managed to squeeze out 2 videos over the weekend, so they're done. So that's pretty cool. I'm watching.
I'm sorry.
Show.
It's just-
I love Jazz. Jazz is my spirit animal. He really is. So he gets it, man. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I buy that for $1.
I'll take a look in the post. Someone will post a code or something for me. But yeah, video. I'll drop a video on Wednesday. I was managed to get 2 done over the weekend, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna try to see if I can get another 2 done this weekend, hopefully. And then, obviously, yeah, the big one. Eventually, I'm trying to schedule for maybe. I don't know if I want to do it in November or in December for the collection tour. Like, I definitely want to do it either right before Sneaker or right after Sneaker, so I can sabotage his tour because I know he's gonna drop some heat too. Yeah, I'm gunning for you. I want them views. Give me the views. But I'm just kidding, buddy. But yeah, so a couple videos I'll have kind of pretty much actually weekly now for the next at least month, and then after that, I'm trying to decide if I want to keep going or make the collection tour. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys want. I'm pretty sure you guys want the collection tour over anything else I put out there, but I don't blame you. It's gonna be badass. But but yeah, listen, I want to take a second to honestly to like kind of shout out to Graham because like I only see he has on about 4,000 views on his tour, and that's great work. But Graham's displays deserve way more than 4,000 views. So, like, and if anybody who's watching now who hasn't seen that video yet, you really owe it to yourself here because that dude put on a masterclass on how to make a gorgeous display. Not a bunch of like museum pose figures all crumbled together. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like you can tell when you watch Graham's videos, and if you have an opportunity to ever go to his basement and sleep in his cold ass basement, like myself, you know that man puts so much work into his display that like honestly, this man should have at least 10,000-20,000 views, in my opinion, within the next couple weeks because it's that good. Like if you want to really take tips on how to be a good displayer of your figures, watch a collection tour from Jedi Knights Watch because really he puts in the work and it really shows. So I want to take a second to shout him out. Not like he needs it from me, but definitely take a look at it for sure. It's gorgeous. You did great
I
work.
appreciate that. No, I definitely put a lot of work into how the display looks, how the figure looks, try to get it right. I do have the link here. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on my page, but here's the link as well. You can check it out. Yeah, let me know what you think. No, that's Beetlejuice. But yeah, Jazzy says love collection tour, shows individual creativity. I didn't skip your Star Wars display. I appreciate that. But no, thank you, Dila. It means a lot. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the display. So balance is big for me. Like I said, my OCD goes a little bit bonkers when it comes to the display and just having it right. Obviously, as I get more figures, it's going to get a little crowded because we just can't get past that. But yeah, thank you.
I embarrassed Graham.
Collector Joey says, I love Graham's Dark Knight display. Best way to utilize Tumbler and Bat Cycle. Yeah, just use the back half shelf to try to yeah, because there's always so much dead space when it comes to vehicles. So I'm trying to think like how can I utilize all of the space of a DF? So I'd put the back half shelf in there, put some shorter things there, and
Dude,
if it was even
made it look like its own armory. I really like.
Right.
I was thinking like in my head, like watching that part of your tours, I was like, I don't even think you need the armory set itself to make it look like it looks like that case is an armory on its own. I mean, you throw in a Catwoman next to that Bat Cycle, man, you just got a popping display down there. So yeah, it's come along real good, dude.
Yeah, because like, and then Batman just kind of is in the middle. Let me just pop this up here quick since we're gonna make it a thing. But yeah, so here it is. But yeah, so I tried to use the back half shelf just to get some other stuff up higher, but then you kind of have Batman who's kind of like in between all of it as well. And then Bane and Joker are going to go like right here. And then, yeah, you get the tumbler and whatnot. So it's kind of sad that it's at the bottom, but it's kind of where it has to be just because vehicles are just so much easier to view from the bottom than figures. Like I'd rather have one vehicle down there than 15 figures that I can't really see very well. So
Yep.
That's kind of just how that works. But yeah, appreciate all the oh, you know what, I was gonna bring this up. Last week we talked, and how you figure doesn't get out of this one either, but we talked about the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, and if any of us were going to pre-order, and DLO, I can respect, said he's going to wait, so that's fair enough. But for the longest time, Brick was very excited about this. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. He made it sound like he was getting it. Like, this is a done deal. Like, if it's under this price, he said, I'm getting it, right? You guys remember
I thought he
that?
said he was like 90% certain he was getting it.
Okay, well, yeah, there's that room for error.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's pretty high chance. That's like pretty high.
Pretty high chance. How you figure sounded definitely like he was interested in getting it. He sounded interested. Did he not, D'Lo?
Very interested, actually.
I was
that,
the
man.
one
He
that was
flip-flops all
like,
the time.
I don't think I'm going to get this. And as we started talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I could see maybe more and more. I'm the only one that pre-ordered this, guys. I'm the only one. I pre-ordered the battle damaged base version.
Jedi pulling out the receipts. I like
Day
it.
one pre-order.
I like it.
So yes, I did get it. Just giving those other guys shit, but I did get it. I'm excited for it. Even if Hot Toys does this figure, they're likely to do the clean version. So I got the battle damaged, like that head sculpt the best. So yeah, it's super excited about that. That's hopefully coming out next year sometime. But anyways, yeah, go check out the video if you guys wouldn't mind. And then the 89 setup is going to come along too. So, we have Alfred. Mars Toys. D'Lo still has to get that figure.
I know. I really have to.
This guy's awesome.
So good. Oh my gosh. All the hate for nothing. Oh.
I wish Maju Case could make a back half shelf that would like go from here to here even.
Well, what I want is, like, honestly, I went on the stream with Sneaker on Toy Quest's interview with Yost from Jazz Inc. I brought up, like, I want dioramas in Maja cases, and they're just not one. I really want to, like, deck.
Yeah,
can you imagine, like,
Bidens?
Yeah, like a mini Batcave to house that Batman. It looks sick.
You haven't seen the custom? What's the guy? Batman Collectibles is getting a full. I think it's a DF 120 full Batcave custom. Or like there's one.
I've seen his work on that.
Is it OC Customs? I forget who it is. It's like OC or IC or something like that. IC. I forget what it is. I'll have to look up.
Yeah.
I forget what the name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. That looks really dope. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want stuff like that, man. Because, like,
yeah, it'd be cool to put that in there.
Looking at that right there, like, that just deserves like a bat computer right there somewhere. Just some cave stuff. It just, I don't know. The more space I have for like this extra, I feel like I'm already spending the real estate that I just finished buying with more cases recently, and I already have plans to like stuff more stuff in already. I really should stop, but I don't know.
Should stop.
Like, I just, I love. We were talking about like the Apex a second ago and the models that, like, honestly, for me, the Maja cases just gives me so much creative freedom to kind of just put it however I want it, and I really am thinking about doing dioramas moving forward and taking it to the next level. But we'll see. But that collection tour of yours is just really good, bro. You should be proud of yourself.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, and I definitely want to get it right because it's a longer video. You want people to stick around for it. So definitely took a few tries to do that. But nonetheless, go check it out if you haven't. Appreciate it. Looking forward to both of your collection tours coming up in the near future because I know you've both revamped yours as well. So I'm also, like Jazzy said, I love watching everybody else's tours as well. It gives me a lot of ideas for what I want to do with mine. And just seeing, the creativity from each individual is really good. So having said that, Sneaker, what's going on your channel?
Yes, first of all, I want to say, Graham, guys, if you haven't checked out Graham's collection tour, check
This
it
guy.
Oh.
I'm
This
like
guy,
halfway.
Dilo,
I'm
he's
like
on a
halfway.
roll.
I'm halfway through Graham's collection tour, but what I will tell you is I cannot wait for the boxed collection tour that he's about to do next. That
Oh
is the
my
one I'm
gosh.
very, very excited for.
New York sneaker strikes again.
No, I'm just kidding. But Graham, you should actually, I will watch that video. I will tell you that. I will watch your box video and I will enjoy it and learn something because I learn something from Graham every time I watch one of his videos.
It's
There you go.
actually a common
There you
question
go.
I get. What do you do with your boxes? Where do you store your boxes?
You should do it. You
How
should
do
do
you
it.
store them?
I'd be
I don't know,
curious.
You
Well,
made
I
me
kind of
feel
already
bad
know.
about it.
I was joking. It's okay. this is what also what people do when after they go to New York, they get like they say something mean to you and then they just suck
I was
up to you and
joking.
then you're friends again and it's a vicious
See,
cycle.
it makes sense now, doesn't it?
Oh, it's
I
a
feel like
vicious
Steve and I are
cycle.
gonna get closer after his trip.
I'm joking.
Dilo and I became closer after this trip,
He
yet
gets
we
me
were so
more.
far apart during the time.
He's like,
Um,
what's near like? Imagine if there was a DLO in every corner.
that's it. You just go around the corner, you bump into somebody. Fuck you.
And then I would say, what a sweet guy.
What else we got?
Big old
Okay.
sticker.
Look at this. See, look at Jazzy. We'll watch the box video too.
I don't like you calling it the
Anyways,
box. video. I don't like that.
I'm sorry. The box collection tour. Sorry.
Uh,
Oh man. Looking forward to it though. Looking forward to it. What do I got going on? Just posted my vlog from New York Comic Con. You can go check that out. It's my longest video. Yeah, it's like almost 40 minutes. And that's not even like I couldn't even fit everything in there. There's a lot of stuff I didn't film, but I thought about adding in some more stuff about stuff that I did there, but it's long enough. Go check it out. It gets enough of the enough for you to understand the experience. But go check that out. Sunday I'm streaming my normal show, Sneak Peek 8 p.m. Central. I'll be on with How You Figure, and we're gonna be going head to head ranking the Ahsoka line, kind of what I talked about earlier in this episode. So that's gonna be fun because we had some debate and we settled on some figures. So it's gonna be fun, kind of looking at our like joint ranking and then having each of our individual ones. So that'll be fun too. Also, I have a Facebook group. If you guys are interested in joining, you can go to my page. It's in all my description of the videos, but it's Evil Empire 16 Facebook group. You can join up. There's almost like 140 members in there, which is actually pretty awesome. We have like a really cool chat going too. People are in there and they're active in the chat. So, and you guys can come in and it's really active. People are posting stuff, and I always post like new releases and stuff in there as they pop up in the morning, if I'm up. So, come hang out in the group. I'm gonna use that for my streams too, of like stuff that I do on my shows. I'm going to kind of use that group, like ranking the Ahsoka line, where you can like put your ranking in there too. So I'll be able to pull that up on the show. So it's just a really good way to kind of get involved in my shows as well. Jazzy, I will not be posting any feet pics, but thank you for the suggestion. You can put it in the suggestion box. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I got going on. Yeah, I'm still working. It's just I've been so busy, but I'm still my collection tour. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I really don't know yet.
it's a biatch.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's really hard because I still have some stuff to open.
So what
It
do you
always
wait
takes me.
for?
It always takes me a long
Open
time
it.
to open stuff and post stuff. And
Yeah, isn't that your
Still
Batman
spot.
back there?
And I'm Batman right here, still chilling from when I just had it back a couple days ago. Okay, all right. You shake your heads all you want. That's all I got. That's all I got.
All righty. Well, it's good having you back, Sneaker. Even though,
Is it that
Thanks for the support, everybody.
New York sneaker we got back? We didn't get,
Yeah, sure.
Wisconsin
Deal.
sneaker.
D-Lo's so proud. Graham's so angry.
I've never felt closer to Steve. I'm happy as hell right now. This is great. Fuck you, Graham.
he's very attacky tonight.
Very attacky.
All right, guys. We went a lot longer than I thought we would, which is every week, so it is what it is. But thank you guys for watching the show tonight. Hope you all have a good rest of the week. Go secure your
That's
Commando
good.
figure.
This comment.
Oh, I didn't see it. Here we go.
That sums it up right
Forget
here.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Just
Hey, I'm walking in.
I'm walking here.
Very
I'm
nice.
gonna get my 2 slices of pizza with a cola.
There you go.
All right, everybody, we are heading out. Have a great night. We will talk to you soon. Stay safe out there, and goodbye to sweet boys.